at Darner Field in Scott City. It's the regional round of the Class 3A playoffs, and for the second time ever, it is Scott City and Cheney meeting up. A good Friday evening to you. Welcome to Scott City's Darner Field. Adam Kadavy alongside me, Tim McGonigal, Stephanie, studio engineer, back in the mix, 94.5 studios. We should have a fun game here in store tonight. Two teams meeting up for the second time ever and the first since 2019 here on this field. You have Cheney coming in with a record of 7-2 on the year and really a big rebound year, but they've had a great season. Second place in District 7 in Class 3A. They've won over Hugoton last Friday night to open up the playoffs 28-7. On the other side, Scott City, the District 8 champions, fell behind on the first play of the game, but took the lead 40 seconds into the game and then really put it on Smoky Valley with a 41-6 victory to win to advance to this round here with an 8-1 record. Well, here we are, Tim, 3 years removed from the first time the two teams met up. A lot of similarities for Cheney, a little bit different for Scott City, but we should be in for a pretty good game here tonight.
Oh, Adam, we've been thinking this game was coming for quite some time. We was hoping it was coming. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, Adam. I really think this is going to be a great game. This is kind of football weather with overcast, 40-some degrees, some kind of wind blowing out there. Everybody's bundled up tight. This is November football weather.
That it is here, and you know it's going to be an interesting challenge here tonight for Scott City. They're going to see more passing than probably have seen in quite a while. That's how Cheney is. They're pretty balanced, but a little bit more passing, and it's almost a little bit of similarities to maybe what they saw in Week 3 at Millwood.
Well, that's what I've been thinking, Adam. It's going to be very similar. No matter what's going on, they're going to continue to throw the ball football, throughout the game. And Millwood did the same thing. So McDaniel intercepted 3 of them. So what? They just kept throwing it that way, you know.
Yeah.
And these guys, I think, are going to do the same. Although I do think they have a really good running game. Their line is pretty big.
Yes, it is, and we'll touch on that here when we continue on here in your Scott Co-op pregame show. We're moments away from kickoff, about 27 minutes or so here at Darner Field. Fans filing in a little slower, but they got to stay warm as long as they can here before the 6 o'clock kickoff. It's the only game in the 3A West tonight. We'll touch on that later on in our pregame as well. We'll take a 3-minute break, and when we do come back, we'll hear from head coach Jim Turner. And once again, we'll return after this 3-minute timeout. This is Scott City Beaver football.
With over 10 years of experience, Jamie at JW Enterprise can repair your windshield quickly and conveniently. Even if you don't have time to make it to the shop, Jamie can fix your windshield from your home, or he can come get your vehicle for you. JW Enterprise is insured and Safe Flight certified. He might be operating under a different name, but Jamie still provides the same quality of service. Let Jamie at JW Enterprise fix that chip in your windshield now. Find JW Enterprise on Facebook or give him a call at 785-260-7773.
High school officials are essential for the survival of school activities. Unfortunately, the number of high school officials is dwindling. Without these hardworking personnel, there would be no Friday night football games, no high-energy basketball games, as well as no games or meets for any other sport. Please help the survival of high school sports by becoming a Acacia official today. This is Ariana Coker from Shawnee Mission West High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Chaplin Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Chaplin Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Chaplin Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
How would you describe your career?
Rewarding.
It's more than just a job.
Great vacation.
Pregame and Coach, thanks for joining me here this evening. It was a good win for you guys. Pregame and Coach, thanks for joining me here this evening. It was a good win for you guys to open up the playoffs on Friday night last week at home, 41-6 over Smoky Valley, and it was pretty wild first minute. They score on the first play of their possession. You score on the first play of the possession, but after that, after your score, it felt like you guys kind of were able to control things for the rest of the night.
Yeah, we gave up a little more on defense than I wanted to throughout the game, but, we kept them out of the end zone after that initial kickoff return and then one big play. But there are a lot of things we need to clean up. Obviously we're not going to see the same type of offense tonight. So,
well, the way that Smoky Valley likes to run the ball, they love going kind of off tackle with their 6'5" running back, and you're able to contain him. They had some combinations of their small kid and their big kids in the backfield, and they had their yards, but you were able to kind of slow those down and start making them pass a little bit more.
Yeah, we had some big plays too. Jaden got back and forced a fumble and recovered it on a pass. We sacked the quarterback. We had a couple other things. Had an interception there with Alex Tringo. So we did some good things to stall out some of their drives. We just got to be a little better all the way around tonight.
Consistency, I thought, was big on your offense, and your first two scores, you had to combine three plays there, and you see Lawson and Chase really kind of getting into that groove there and playing some of their best football here late in the season.
Yeah, if we can just get some seams, those guys can really hit them and go pretty well. So, a lot of it's blocking for each other as far as those two. But, I think they tried hard to bottle up Brady on the inside, which they did a pretty good job of, but we hit them off the edge, with a couple different plays. And, so that's what we're capable of doing. Hopefully, that they can't stop all three facets.
Once again, it is Coach Jim Turner here pregame tonight as Scott City takes on the Cheney Cardinals. And Cheney, a team that you faced 3 years ago, but a whole different look. They were coming off a big win over Hugoton 27 last Friday night. And it just feels like it's a team that you're going to be tested with the pass entering tonight.
Yeah, I think so. We got to stop the run, too. They're going to run the ball. They're going to pass the ball. So we've got to be really on top of our game defensively. Against everything they're going to do in all their different multiple sets. And offensively, we need to be able to take control of the ball, the line of scrimmage, and just march it down and get some scores and burn a little time off the clock, too. But we need to be, very good on offense, and then defense is going to play really well.
Just kind of looking at them offensively, they like to put a little bit of balance in there. But, what are some keys to maybe slow them down, because they do run a lot of different plays at opponents?
Yeah, he'll throw to anybody, too. Number one's probably his best and favorite receiver, so, we got to know where he's at for sure. But we can't mess up our coverages with all their motion. They're going to motion us to death, and that's what they're trying to do is get you out of position. So hopefully, we've had a pretty good week of practice with that, and hopefully we'll have the right coverages called out and with their motion adjust to the right things. But, I don't know if there is one particular key. Obviously, if we can flatten out the run for them, then they've got to pass, which is probably their strong point, but then we have a better idea what they're doing.
Defensively, second straight game, you'll hypothetically see a 4-3 look, but they kind of showed a different look with a lot of guys up on the line there against Hugoton. Are you expecting to see something similar to what they ran against Hugoton? Or
going to be cold to them. They'll be hot and sweaty, and the guys on the sidelines, we got the coats out, so keep them warmed up a little bit. But weather's weather. Both teams are being it. We just got to play well, and we got to ignore those parts of it.
Should be a fun one here, region around 3A playoffs. Scott City and Cheney. Coach Jim Turner joining me here pregame. And Coach, thank you for the time, and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City Beaver coach Jim Turner. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Hugh and Bird Benz and Scott City and Leota. More to come in your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup, bring you scores, keys to the game, and the kickoff after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver football. All right, 3 minutes here, please. All right. Yep, here it is. was on the first play of the game here. Glad to have you back here at Darner Field in Scott City. 41-degree night here, or evening here. I'm Adam Kadavy alongside Tim McGonigal here as we break down this matchup here tonight. Scott City and Cheney's second all-time meeting. Scott City is against teams from the Central Plains League, just 4-6 coming in here to tonight, and actually 4-7 coming into tonight as well. So, last week they. Beavers picked up a 41-6 win over Smoky Valley. Smoky Valley returns the opening kickoff, gets to the 32-yard line. The quarterback runs a keep around the left side, and just like 20 seconds into the game, it's 6-0. You're thinking, oh boy, this could be a long night. And then Scott City returns the kickoff to the 25, runs a 75-yard touchdown, and they take the lead and never look back. And you're like, all right, this is fine then.
Well, you know, I was out of town last weekend, and I didn't get the game pulled up until about 4 minutes into the game, and wasn't it 14-7 or 6 already? And I was going, well, I missed this. What did I miss?
Yeah.
You know, and seriously, Adam, I just thought, well, what happened? Explosion. And I thought maybe the game would continue like that. And, of course, it did for Scott City last week.
Yeah, Scott City, it was one of those situations last week where they felt like if they had to get Smoky Valley into more of a passing situation, that really favored them. And they did, but Smoky Valley also, even when they're down 14-6, 21-6, so forth, they still stuck with their run game. They believed, or they trusted in what that brought them to their situation in the playoffs. But, you know, Scott City was kind of a bend but don't break, and I think it may be one of those deals again tonight.
Well, let's hope it's that way tonight. I think we're going to see, like we talked a little bit, several minutes ago. Mm-hmm. I think no matter what the weather's doing, I think Cheney's going to throw the ball way more than Smoky Valley did.
Yeah, you're right. Their quarterback, we'll get to him a little bit, but it's been big for Scott City to get some of those players back in the rotation and going there. Jace Thomas had a big game, 100 yards receiving on 2 receptions and a touchdown as well. Dylan Metzger's been throwing the ball really well this year as well. And last few games, he was 9 of 12 for 201 yards, season high there, and career high 3 touchdown passes. And they limited Brady Welker. Okay, we've got Lawson Bailey. He's had now 3 consecutive 100-yard games.
Well, I noticed that too watching the game, Adam. That early in the season, I kept saying Lawson's going to get his opportunity because I figured people would start to focus on Brady Welker coming out of the what I call a fullback position. I know the coaches call it a different for us, but Brady he can go to the outside too, break him off tackle. But there's sometimes the other team just kind of focuses on him, and then that leaves more opportunity for Jace Thomas to catch balls or go outside, and Lawson too. Lawson's a good running back.
Yeah, and Jackson Rumford catching that one in the back of the end zone, and boy, that was quite a catch there. The one official on the side's like, no, that wasn't. The one that was straight down the line said, yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, the guy down the middle, he thought it was from the very get-go, so I was glad to see him encourage the other guy to change his call.
Yep. Flip it over to the other side, the Cheney Cardinals here. You take a look at them. This is a pretty good team. Shelby Wehrman in his 6th year, and they were a fairly young team when they came here 3 years ago as well. But they had some 6'5" kids that could go up and high point the ball and over some pretty good coverage. Just remembering that game. Yeah, they lose both kid. That was their quarterback from a year ago. But then they also now have a sophomore quarterback, same like 3 years ago, and Josh Burdick. He's already thrown for 1,852 yards and 21 touchdowns, 7 picks. But throwing for 1,852 yards at this point of the year as a sophomore first-year starter, that's pretty good.
Well, I thought the same thing, Adam, when I saw the yardage and that he was just a sophomore. I thought, well, this kid's going to be really, really a good thrower. And actually watching him out there throw the football, he does throw the ball well. Now, I just want to give you a little insight. As I walked by when I came into the stadium tonight, I walked by Cheney, because that's where I always park over in the southeast corner, and they were doing a passing drill. And the coach was out there screaming at him, we're going to keep doing this drill till you guys start catching the ball. Okay, so here we are. We're in a cold weather situation. Like you said, ball's harder. It's harder to catch.
Yes. It's a team that's passing for over 200 yards a game, and they rush at just 106 yards per game. So Wisconsin City's going to have to be ready for the passing attack here tonight from Cheney. They do like Jackson Voth, the 182-pound junior. He's 5'11". He has 10 of those 21 touchdowns receiving, and so he's going to be a threat there. Coulter McDaniel Jr., 6 touchdown receptions as well. He has 446 receiving yards. They'll go between Caleb Wehrman, a senior and a sophomore in the backfield, but they'll have a little bit of size up front. And on the defense, they'll run a 4-3, and Jackson Voth is our middle linebacker at 5'11". A little undersized than your typical middle linebackers, but he's still going to be pretty good flowing to the football, and they liked what they have in the secondary with Coulter McDaniel, free safety, leading the team with 5 interceptions.
Well, Adam, you said a little bit of size on that offensive line. One of the things that I noticed with their lineup is there's no down linemen that play both ways.
Yeah.
And, man, that may make a difference in this ball game, because we run the ball at you on offense, just boom, 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 here we come. And I think we've wore out some teams on the other side. Well, with them, nobody playing both ways, they're getting a rest, so that's going to help them.
Yeah, and defensively up front, they'll run 2 sophomores of those defensive tackles at 239 and 236 pounds, but they've got length on the defensive end side with Caleb Wehrman, the 6'3" senior, and Casey Messenger, the 6'2" junior. So length there on the perimeter, on the edge there at the defensive end spot.
Yeah, and I'll bet you money they look like a very fast team as far as any skill positions like linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties, wide receivers, quarterback, running back. They look quick and fast out here on the football field. And that's what you expect when you get in deep in the playoffs like we are.
Yeah, they're 7-2 this year. Their 2 losses to Kingman, who's still in the playoffs. They lost to them first game of the year, 28-14. You have an experienced Kingman team against an inexperienced Cheney team at the time.
Yes.
And then a few weeks ago, losing 32-0 at Andale. Yeah, you get shut out, but the way Andale's been dominating teams these days. 32-0's pretty respectable.
Well, it was, and it was 18-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
So, there was a ball game still going on at halftime. And a lot of times there's not a ball game going on when the teams have been playing Andale, because they're so good. But yeah, Adam, I feel pretty good about this game coming into it. But I felt pretty good about that game 3 years ago too.
Yeah, it's funny how things can go sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to have a pretty good crowd on hand tonight, braving the cold weather, which you love to see here. By the way, winter takes on Clay Center. They played that game in Wichita last night. Forecast earlier this week, we're calling really central and eastern Kansas to have a pretty good threat of some severe weather Friday evening, so that's why they pushed the games to Thursday. And boy, Clay Center may have shocked the state. How they dominated a very good collegiate team that was 8-1 coming in, and they win that 35-0.
Well, I'd been hoping that we were going to get the chance to do that. Clay Center. Now, last year, they've really improved over the last couple of years with their football. But and nothing against Clay Center, but I was just hoping the Beavers could make a trip to Wichita, because I felt like we were going to beat Collegiate this year.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know about 35-0 or something,
but no, we saw Clay Center last year. They were pretty solid there. Let's real quickly, before we go to break, we'll get to your starters here, presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. For the Cheney Cardinals, Shelby Wehrman in his third season. He is 46-17. He led Cheney to their first ever 10-win season a year ago. Quarterback is Josh Burdick, the 6-foot sophomore, 173 pounds, 1,852 passing yards. He does have 21 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing. Caleb Wehrman, the senior, will be in the backfield, 3 rushing touchdowns. Jackson Voth, we talked about him already, 922 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. Coulter McDaniel Jr. is the second wide receiver. And Carson Middleton, another senior, he has 203 receiving yards. He's a senior wideout. Tight end is Casey Messenger. They use him a lot more as a blocker than as a receiving tight end, but he does have 8 receptions this year. Levi Rust, he's in the middle, a 358-pound senior. Brandon Farrell, a 200-pound senior left guard. Jack Gregory, 194-pound right guard, the junior. Junior Taj Thomas at left tackle, and the sophomore is 274 pounds. Garen Campbell at the right tackle spot. A little bit of difference tonight to Scott City starting lineup. They're coached by Jim Turner in his 7th season. He has put together a record of 54-18. He will start off Tanner Gooden and the junior Braden Bruner in the defensive tackle spots. Aaron Ruelas and Lawson Bailey, the defensive ends. Brady Welker has 69 tackles. J.P. Harris, 75 tackles. They both have 2 interceptions this year. They're the inside backers. Jace Thomas, Alex Tarango are the outside backers. Tarango got his first career INT against Smoky Valley last week. It'll be Camden Volgamore and Colin McDaniel at the corners, and the free safety is Avery Knoll. As Scott said, it goes to a non-senior secondary look here tonight. Those are your starters here tonight, presented by Security State Bank. We'll step aside for a timeout. And we'll also have keys to the game and the kickoff at Scott City and Cheney here at the regional round of the Class 3A playoffs. We will step aside for this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver football.
Western Tire is happy to be a part of the Scott City community. They have what you need when it comes to oil, fuel, or tires. With Western Tire is your source for BF Goodrich, Dunlop, Goodyear.
With over 10 years of experience, Jamie at JW Enterprise can repair your windshield quickly and conveniently. Even if you don't have time to make it to the shop, Jamie can fix your windshield from your home, or he can come get your vehicle for you. JW Enterprise is insured and safe light certified. You might be operating under a different name, but Jamie still provides the same quality of service. Let Jamie at JW Enterprise fix that chip in your windshield now. Find JW Enterprise on Facebook or give him a call at 785-260-7773.
High school officials are essential for the survival of school activities. Unfortunately, the number of high school officials is dwindling. Without these hardworking personnel, there would be no Friday night football games, no high-energy basketball games, as well as no games or meets for any other sport. Please help the survival of high school sports by becoming a Acacia official today. This is Ariana Coker from Shawnee Mission West High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Shapland Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Chaplin Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Chaplin Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
How would you describe your career?
Rewarding.
It's more than just a job.
Great vacation, great sick pay.
Great opportunities to move forward.
Good work environment, good people.
Always something new, always something different.
Every day you learn something new.
Their commitment to education is second to none.
They pay for my school.
I love it.
Scott City wants to put pressure on the quarterback with their passing game. We feel like that's going to be a very important part of our defense. And so how do you rush the quarterback? Do you let him get loose? I'll bet that Cheney's quarterback is a really quick, fast kid. And same thing for Scott City. Metzger has proven that he can get out in the open and run. So I really think it's going to be lineman play and turnovers decide the game.
All right, once again, those are your keys to the game presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout. As Scott City did win the toss and they elected to defer to the second half, Cheney will get the football to begin, and we will have the kickoff here in moments here. So we're moments away from kickoff. Scott City will defend the north end zone in the first 12 minutes of play.
Scott City has the wind at their back.
Yeah,
and
they do.
I like that. And I like that.
Well, I guess we'll keep it right here. Once again, the winner goes to Clay Center next Friday. And
there you go.
And we will take a timeout here. And we'll take a timeout. We'll have the opening kick here on Mix 94 KSKL Scott City.
Like a family.
Grow your career with American Implement and John Deere.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
As Cheney will receive, they will have their face into that brisk north wind to begin the first 12 minutes of play.
Freddie could put this one in the end zone. That's my thought.
He does have 5 touchbacks this year. Scott City wearing the navy blue tops, white numbers and letters, lighter blue trim, those light blue helmets, light blue pants, the SC decal on the left, the jersey numeral on the right. Cheney in the all-white look, white pants, white helmets, white shirts. The Cheney Cardinal logo on the side of the helmets and the red numbers and letters. Freddie signs to kick this off from the 40. 2 to return for Cheney will be Jackson Moth and Coulter McDaniel. They stand inside around their 5-yard line. And this playoff game underway. It's a wobbly kick. It's returned by McDaniel. 15-yard line, goes right side 20, 25, and gets taken down at about the 27-yard line by Jace Thomas.
Well, one of the things with Freddie kicking that ball, as soon as I said I'd like to see him kick it into the end zone, well, you know, the ball's hard as a rock on a cold day like this. And the officials had his hands on that ball for a little while, so it isn't like they had it over in front of a heater to warm it up.
Yes. 1st and 10 for the Cheney Cardinals as they open up in a pistol look. They will have Braden Dibble, the tailback. The pistol back, 2 receiver set, 2 tight end from their own 27 right hash mark. It'll be a turn to give up the middle and breaking a couple tackles and eking out a yard to the 28 is Dibble at the 28 for a gain of 1. As it was Brady Welker with the tackle, gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Well, Dibble was their leading rusher, isn't he?
Yes.
For the season. So that looks, golly, he's like a mile back there, though. What is he, 7 yards behind the line?
I was going to say, I've noticed that all season long, or watching some of their film, they do that. But they'll go to a 4 receiver set on 2nd and 9. First minute of the ball game, no score. Twins stacked on to left side. They'll send Voth in motion from right to left. He was a slot receiver. He'll swing it out left side. The pass is complete to McDaniels. Eludes 1 tackle. The flag comes out, and he'll be tackled by Avery Knoll at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 6, but that's going to be a hold on the left side of the line, we believe, on Cheney.
Yeah, that was my thought too, Adam. And that's a good play call. Scott City does the same thing. Oh, block in the back, isn't it? Or is it a hold?
Block in the bag. It's worth 10 yards either way. And Randy Wilson is the white hat tonight.
McDaniel did a good job. At least I think that was McDaniel out here. Yeah. And he did a good job of avoiding his blocker, got in front of him, so he was right in front of the kid carrying the ball, and that's when he got shoved in the back by the offensive wideout who was out there going to be the blocker. That's a good start for Scott.
So the 10-yard penalty sets up 2nd down and 19 at their own 18-yard line. 10:55 opening quarter, no score. Cheney will split 1 receiver to the left side, 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, the right side. It is Dibble in the backfield with Burdick, a pair of sophomores, 5 to snap it, and Scott City jumps into the neutral zone. Tanner Gooden will accidentally jump in the neutral zone on the hard count. Free 5 sets up 2nd and 14.
Well, Scott City was moving. You know how they slide, defensive linemen slide up and down the line of scrimmage there anyway. And, to throw off Cheney a little bit. But then Gooden, he just, like I said, anticipated too much and got in the neutral zone.
2nd and 14, 28-yard line. And the lineman adjusts, trips to the right, 1 to left. We'll see swing pass out the right side. Scott City has it defended nicely. And Jace Thomas tackles him for about a maybe yard gain, and it'll set up 3rd down and 14 for Cheney at their own 19.
Nice play. Now this is exactly where we want Cheney to be. And if I keep saying it wrong, Adam, it's just me.
It happens.
I know what the Cheney, but I say it wrong. But anyway, here we go.
38% are the Cardinals this year on 3rd down. Scott City's defense, 34%. 3rd and 13.
Calling an audible.
And 14 to snap as they change the play. 3 receivers left. Back to pass, setting up, throwing it right side. Pass is going to be wide right of the intended receiver, Carson Middleton. And how big was that holding on the outside on the 2nd play of the game? The Scott City defense opens with a 3 and out.
Well, that's playing field position, and you hope that the other team has a mistake, and that's what they had. Now they have to punt into the wind. We'll see how well the punter does into the wind.
It'll be punting. Colton Summer, he averages 30 yards a punt. Sometimes they'll go with the quarterback, Josh Burdick. And Scott City should get good field position out of this. They do have Jace Thomas and Colin McDaniel standing at their own 35. This is shanked left side, and it'll take a Scott City bounce, a sideways bounce, and it'll be down at the 41-yard line in Cheney territory with 9:34 to go first quarter. That was just an 18-yard punt with no return.
That's why in western Kansas, and if the wind's blowing, you want to take the wind. And at least in my opinion, I'm a believer in the wind. Scott City's got great field position.
So 9:34 to go first quarter, no score. The Beavers will start off at the Cardinal 41-yard line with the wind at their back at the right hash mark. This is a better start than 3 years ago. Remember, Cheney took the opening kickoff for a touchdown. We have a pistol wing tee, handoff left side, Lawson Bailey trying to get to the outside. It gets to 35, 30, first down inside the 30. They'll be marked out of bounds to the 28-yard line for a Baker's dozen carry on his 61st carry of the year.
Well, you could see how, as Scott City went to the line of scrimmage, Cheney's trying to switch their defense from strong side, weak side, and they were not set, Adam, and ready for the play when we started it.
A tight end left, receiver right from the 28 of Cheney up the middle. Brady Welker gets upended for a gain of 3 at the 25-yard line. It was Jackson Voth with the tackle. Welker comes in as the team's leading rusher with 15 touchdowns, 2nd and 8.
Now, I want you to think about when Cheney is, yes, they may be lined up in the proper position right as the snap is done, but you haven't had time to think about where are they coming at me at, offensively to defense.
2nd and 7, 25-yard line, handoff right side. Jace Thomas cuts it up 20. First down, 15. He's to the 10, stiff arms and down to the 8-yard line. As bringing him down was Drew Tola, the junior, but not before a gain of about 17 to the 8, and it's 1st and goal, Scott City.
Oh, Adam, we're looking sharp. We're blocking well. Moving Cardinals out of the way. Need to get in that end zone, start this game off right.
Here in the Lewis Automotive red zone at the 8 of Cheney. A low snap that toss left side to Welker. Breaks through tackle inside the 5. Trying to get to the outside. He's in standing. Touchdown, Scott City. 8:26 to go first quarter. It's Scott City 6, Cheney nothing.
Oh, Adam, it helps when you only have to go 41 yards. We had great field position. What did we run? 5 plays?
4 plays.
4 plays. There you go. That's exactly how Coach was diagramming it in there on the chalkboard. And yes.
And kicking the extra point is Freddie Signs, and he splits the uprights. 7-0 Beavers with the lead. 8:26 here in period 1. Scott City to kick off in 30 seconds. This is Scott City football.
With over 10 years.
High school officials are essential for the survival of school activities. Unfortunately, the number of high school officials is dwindling. Without these hardworking personnel, there would be no Friday night football games, no high-energy basketball games, as well as no games or meets for any other sport. Please help the survival of high school sports by becoming a Acacia official today. This is Ariana Coker from Shawnee Mission West High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie Shapland at Shapland Real Estate to work for you. Property homework is what we do best at Shapland Real Estate. We put forth every effort to get results that move you. Our expertise in buying and selling residential, commercial, and agriculture property is built on the tradition of trust and thoroughness that you deserve. Shapland Real Estate takes pride in our community and in cheering on our students in all that they do. Give Shapland Real Estate a call or visit our website today.
on, and they're going to have to add some time on the clock, it sounds like. Yeah, Wehrman, 7th year in Cheney. He's really elevated the Cheney Cardinal football program this year, or through his tenure.
Now, was this the first place he's ever coached at? Or
as the head coach, yeah.
As the head coach? Where was he as an assistant?
Any
ideas?
I believe at Derby for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, they have a good program.
Yeah, just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
2nd and long. It's at the 32-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 14. 7:28 in the first quarter. 7-0 Scott City with the lead. I formation, dropping back to passes. Burdick under pressure. The ball's knocked loose. They don't rule it incomplete as it trickles out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So they say he wasn't throwing the football. It'll be a loss on the play to the 38. Now we're going to talk it over, or the officials will talk to Coach Shelby Wehrman on that, whether it was a pass or not. This could be big because that's about 6-yard differential between 3rd and 14 or 3rd and 20.
Hey, Adam, if he even threw the ball backwards, it's a lateral. Think about that. So even if it wouldn't have been an incomplete pass if where it hit. Now,
high formation. Sophomore Burdick under center with the 2 receivers. Back to pass, looking left. Now flush to his right, under duress. Throws it right side. The pass is going to be caught, but they're going to say he was in bounds at the 24-yard line. Pass is caught by Coulter McDaniel on a duck of a throw, but it's good for 15 and sets up 4th and about 6.
Well, we had great pressure on Josh Burdick, the quarterback, and he really did a good job of getting that ball up there. And McDaniel did a great job coming back to the quarterback to make the play. Now, it's 4th and long, but this is doable for Cheney. The other, if they'd have incompleted that wasn't doable.
They have been pretty good on 4th down at 45%. Scott City on defense, 21%. 6:40 to go first quarter, 7-0 Scott City, 4th and 7 at the 25, and a hard count and movement on Scott City will set up a 4th and 2.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, this is really more doable for Cheney, but we, it's not overcomable. Our defense has been playing well. We're getting into the backfield. Now it might be turned into a running play instead of a passing play.
4th down and 2 at the 20-yard line for Cheney. 6.5 here in the first quarter, 7-0. This drive this series is taking forever. Cheney had a big kickoff return to the Scott City 28-yard line. I formation, tight end left side. They'll toss it left side, and this is a good run. First down inside the 15, and he's tackled at about the 13-yard line is Braden Dibble. They just go a little power left side on 4th down, and they gain 6 and a Cardinal 1st and 10.
Oh, man, there's a nice airplane just taking off Scott County Airport. Look at that, baby.
Leaving on a jet plane.
Yeah, they got a lot of lift today with that cool weather.
Yeah, 14-yard line, fresh set of downs for the Cardinals, down 7. Halfway through the first quarter, I formation. 2 receiver set, 1 to both sides, tight end right side. The Cardinals have stayed in this I formation pretty much for most of this series. They'll turn and have now right side, and Welker will blow it up immediately, dropping the running back Hudson Ditchen, for a yard loss back to the 15.5-yard line.
Cheney looked like they were moving in slow motion, and it looked like Welker was shot out of a cannon into the backfield. That was crazy.
They bring in their 3rd receiver, Carson Middleton, on 2nd and 11 from the 15 of Scott City. First time into the red zone tonight for the Cardinals. 7-0 Beavers, 5:15 to work, first period of play. They'll run a halfback to left or a wing to left in a pistol setup. It'll be a carry up the middle to the running back, Dibble. He will get it to about the 10-yard line and make it 11. He'll gain 5, setting up a 3rd and 7.
Nice blocking up front by Cheney at the point of attack. They sure had it, but Scott City quickly got in there at the linebacker level and made the tackle.
8th play of this drive here. And Cheney has run nearly 3.5 minutes. 3rd down and 6, or make it 3rd and 7 from the Scott City 11. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun. They'll empty the backfield. Dibble will line up as a slot to the left. Tight end left side. Back to pass. Plenty of time. They're in the end zone. Passes deflected at the line and incomplete. Brady Welker got his paws up, it looked like, when he was blitzing through there. Knocked the pass incomplete, and 4th down coming up.
Well, as the quarterback sent the last kid in the backfield with him in motion at him, and as well as they were running the ball, I thought, oh, we're going to see a quarterback draw here. That's what I thought was going to happen on that play.
Cheney has converted a 4th down already on this drive. It is 4th down and 7 at the Scott City 11. 4.5 to go first quarter. They'll empty the backfield once again. Back to pass is Burdick, looking middle of wide open. Oh, he dropped the ball right at the goal line. Did Jackson Voth. He had it wide open on a slant pattern, but he dropped it at the goal line, and it's a turnover on downs.
Oh, the slant pattern was wide open. The quarterback threw the ball just a little low, and there was no doubt about it. All the officials were all going, no good, no good. So we did hold them. It's 1st and 10, Scott City from their 10.
They'll take over. Leading 7-0 here with 4:29 here in the opening 12 minutes of play here from Darner Field. Winner goes to Clay Center next week. Section around the playoffs. Scott City will split Welker to the right, Knoll to the left, and there's movement all over the place there. And Scott City is going to be backed up 5 yards from their own 11 to their own 6.
Oh, that's not good. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot at the most inopportune times in this first quarter. What, about 3 times there now?
Yeah. 2 offsides on the first 2 drives for Scott City. Cheney has 2 penalties for 20 yards, both on holding or blocking the back. Scott City with 3 penalties and 15 yards, 2 offsides, and then a false start there. So Alex Trango to bring in the play. It's a new one, 1st and 15 for the Beavers at their own 6, up 7-0. They'll line up in their pistol wing tee with the receiver left, tight and right side. It'll be a counter play right side to Jace Thomas. He will get to the 9. A gain of 3 on 1st down. A nice job by Ethan Hall turning that play up, and finished off by the senior Caden Sowers.
Well, that's okay. We're taking care of the football. Now we need a little discipline to stay in our stance. No holding, no blocks in the back, and let's break a guy for 40, 50 yards.
2nd and 12, 11 or 9-yard line, under 4 to go first quarter. A 3-receiver set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left wing. The right Metzger looking for his first pass of the night. Will throw it left side to Avery Knoll. Can he get underneath it? Yes, he will. 40, sidesteps, 50, shakes, 45, 40, down to left sideline, 35, and inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Coulter McDaniel on a big 52-yard play.
Well, that pass, Adam, you see, that's a safe pass because we're throwing it to the outside. It's a one-on-one, man-on-man coverage, and Avery Knoll has gotten very good. That was a difficult pass to kick down. That over, he's looked backward, leaned backwards, and it's dropping over the top of his head. That was a great catch. And he was covered defensively well.
He was. 29-yard line. Handoff right side. Jace Thomas follows the convoy, turns it up. He'll gain about 4 on 1st down to the 25, where he's tripped up by Jackson Voth. But a good 4-yard gain for Thomas on his 3rd carry of the night for 24 yards. Sets up 2nd and 6.
Well, in an ideal world, we don't take 3:29 to score, or 3:20, whatever it is. We get in the end zone quickly. Let Cheney have it back facing that wind one more series.
2nd and 6, 25-yard line. Handoff left side, Brady Welker. Trying to get the outside, but good defensive play. Caleb Wehrman is defensive end position. Tackles Welker for no gain. May have lost about a half a yard, but it sets up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was... Cheney got, like I said, they're very quick. They're very quick. They got fast kids. They got in the backfield. We had some blockers out there, but we didn't have that many blockers, and they got into us.
3rd down coming up here. Scott City 41% on 3rd down. The Cheney defense 29%. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Metzger rolls to his right on 3rd and 6. Has time, fires it right side, incomplete. Intended receivers Jackson Rumford. He was double covered there, knocked away that time by the Cardinals. That was Weston Hill, the safety, sets up 4th and 6.
Oh, we are lucky that ball was not intercepted. That could have easily been intercepted. One of those guys had been watching the quarterback's eyes, and he moved to the position to intercept that ball right at the right time. We're lucky on that one.
Bit of reunion for Rumford because he, of course, was a Cheney in grade school for a couple years and seen some of his classmates. Fourth and 6. Virtually empty backfield with two wings. Metzger rolls to his right, has time. Look, surveys, fires it for the end zone. This is going to be a jump ball. Oh, through the hands of Lawson Bailey in the end zone. And it was knocked away, maybe getting a finger on it was Drew Toller. So the Cheney defense stands strong. And it's a turnover on downs at the Cardinal 29, 30-yard line here with 2:28 in the first quarter.
Well, we got our wish. Cheney has to face the wind one more series. But, boy, it would have been nice if Scott City could have got one in the end zone.
It's a 7-0 Scott City lead. Ball will be marked at the 30-yard line. Third possession of the quarter for the Cardinals. As they run up to the line, they'll run trips bunch to the left, tied into the right side. Running back to the right now, Hill, empty out of the backfield. Dibble, left side, they'll swing it out to, ball deflected. They're going to rule it incomplete. Good job, a good read on it by Lawson Bailey, who read it perfectly, trying to swing it out to Braden Dibble, 2nd and 10.
Oh, Adam, you suppose they had watched film and knew what was coming on that one? That looked like we were the receiver.
Yes. 2nd and 10. That stops the clock, just a couple seconds off the clock. Braden Bruner trying to warm up on the sideline, jogging, trying to get his ankle loose after getting it taped up. Empty backfield now as a man in motion as a slot to left. Tied in left on 2nd and 10. Back to pass is Burdick. Sets up a middle screen. It's caught by both. 30-yard line, 35. He will get the first down or be close to it at the 35. Sets up a 3rd and a yard with 2:16 to go first quarter.
Well, this guy over here, he said stop the clock. He thinks it's a 1st and 10. I think it's short.
It is. It's short by a yard. At least a half yard. They're going to measure this one, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be about the length of a football short. We got to have a great view of it.
Yep, with 2:16 here in the first quarter, 7-0 Scott City. As it stands, it's 3rd and a yard, and the poor chain gang, they probably aren't too upset this. They actually got to run across the field, and with it being a cold night, it's probably not a bad deal for them.
Yeah, warm up a little bit.
I think that's the first time they've been over toward the Scott City side this year. Or they stretch the chains out, and it is
maybe
only short.
2 inches.
Just short of the first down.
And it's, 3rd down?
Yep. 3rd and about 2 chain lengths to go, so yeah, about 2 inches.
and so when Cheney snaps the ball, quarterback's 4 or 5 yards behind the line. So they're 4 or 5 yards, so if we can get some penetration.
We'll see if they do go under center. Or
do they ever do that?
Yeah, they've been under center here before in this first quarter.
Okay.
The 3rd and about 2 inches, and the sophomore quarterback Burdick, he's going to go under center.
Yes, he is.
I formation, tied into the left side, receiver left and right. Hard count again. Now look over the sideline, change of play. He's got 10 to snap it with 2 minutes to go first quarter.
He acts like he doesn't know what he's supposed to call. They don't know what to call.
Yeah, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're going to have to burn a timeout. Time ran off there, and it was going down to 0. Cheney has to burn their first time out of the half with 1:50 to go first quarter. 3rd and inches when we come back. Let's take a 30-second break for now. This is Beaver football.
The crowd noise Scott City didn't allow him to hear it. That's why they had to call timeout.
They go back to the same formation. 2 receivers, 1 split to both sides. Tight end over the right side on 3rd and inch is just going to be a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get the first down across the 25, right at the 26. And so Burdick with the yard rush, and Cheney converts their first 3rd down of the game.
Well, they didn't get it by much, and but that's probably the play the coach wanted the quarterback to run, but you got a sophomore quarterback who's a little inexperienced, wants to do the right thing, wants to do what coach tells him. Okay.
So 36-yard line, minute 40 here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Scott City. They scored on the Brady Wilker 8-yard run with 8:26 to go, and the Freddie Signs PAT. 4 receivers set, twins to both sides. The short side of the field is 2 receivers. Ball on the left hash. They'll send a man in motion from left to right. Back to pass. They'll set up another screen. Ball knocked down by Lawson Bailey. Bats another ball down. 2nd and 10.
Man, you'd like to see him catch one of them.
Yes.
Now he's pretty close to be catching a ball, and he only got 1 paw on it. So, but man, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And he's due for a pick 6.
Yes, he is. Somebody is on our team. That's what I think.
Be 2nd and 10, 26-yard line with a minute 21 to go first quarter. 7-0 Scott City.
Incomplete pass, Stop that clock. Couldn't be a better thing have happened.
Burdick, 3 of his first 6 through the air, 25 yards. He'll run 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation. Dibble to the left of the sophomore quarterback, Burdick. He'll swing it out right side. This is a backward lateral. Brady Wilker. Oh, it's a fumble. He tried to throw it, and Scott City falls on that football at the 32-yard line. They were going for the wide receiver pass. Middleton fumbles the football. Now they're talking things over here as Lawson Bailey has the ball picked up.
Oh, Adam,
they may call this incomplete.
They may call because it was, it was definitely a lateral to the Cheney kid out to the wide, and he was trying to then throw it downfield, which it only went, 3 yards?
Yeah, I would probably say that might be the right call.
Yeah.
And because you could see his throwing motion going forward.
Well, he had his arms wrapped up, too, so his pass was just a lousy pass, but I do think that's exactly what he was doing. It was a halfback pass, wide receiver pass.
Oh, okay, so they're going to, they're marking this back. 3rd and 13.
Well, it can't be right.
All right, back to pass. They're setting up another screen. It goes little swing pass, Pass is incomplete for Braden Dibble. It all works out. It's a 3 and out.
They got a punt in that wind again, although it's died down a little bit.
It has 71 first quarter seconds, so they mark it back at the 32-yard line on a 3rd and 14.
Adam, if it's an incomplete pass, it should have went back to the line of scrimmage. That was wrong what they did, in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did it. It was good for Scott City.
So, punt formation, 2nd time here. This is Simmerer. Did not get a very good punt off his first time. He has to punt into the stiff wind here. Gets a good kick away. A little bit better than last time, and it rolls. Takes a Scott City roll inside the 35. They'll let it roll across the 30, and it'll be down at the 25-yard line. About a 43-yard punt and no return with 1:01 to go first quarter. Scott City's 3rd series of the game with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah. Let's see how we attack. We got the wide side of the field coming towards us.
Ball at the 26. 1st and 10, left hash mark. Beavers with a 7-0 lead. They had a big completion from Dylan Metzger to Avery Knoll of 52 yards in the last series, but cannot take advantage of that. Handoff play right side. This is to Jace Thomas, and there are a bunch of white shirts immediately in the backfield. Making the tackle that time was Kaysen Messenger for a loss back to the 24-yard line, a loss of 2 for Thomas, 2nd down and 12.
Well, we let them through.
They let the message go through.
Yeah, they did. It got there.
2nd and a dozen. Emilio Contreras in there at right tackle, getting the start there tonight. Metzger back to pass in that pistol look, sets up a middle screen for Jackson Rumford. He'll make the catch and he'll be tackled immediately. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but the middle linebacker Jackson Voth, the junior, has it read perfectly, as well as a few other white-shirted Cardinals They'll mark him for a couple, 3rd and long coming up.
Well, that was end of the first quarter, I believe.
Yep. Be 3rd and 9 when play resumes. I'm going to come back in 1 minute. 7-0 Scott City after 1. We'll come back in 1 minute for 3rd and 9. This is Scott City Beaver football.
If your furnace is not working, would you hire some random fixer-upper? Likely not. You call the real heating experts at Turner Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, your authorized Brian dealer in Scott City, where they do whatever it takes to keep you warm inside. Find out how you can save up to 40% on your heating and cooling bill with the Brian Evolution system. Call your NAICS certified
Huh? That's 7-0. 7-0 Scott City. Here's where you're getting ready for the second quarter. Scott City will have 3rd and 9 when play resumes. Ball will be marked at their own 27-yard line. Beavers tonight 0 of 1 on 3rd downs. This will be into the win for the first time here as they break huddle with a 2-receiver set, make it a 3-receiver set, and an empty backfield with 2 wings. Metzger back to pass on 3rd down under duress. Loses a couple, now rolls to his left, and he is going to be brought down inside the 25 of the 22-yard line. Ethan Hall, the 239-pound sophomore, the sack, and Scott City goes 3 and out for the first time tonight.
Metzger breaks that final tackle. There's nobody in front of him. But Cheney did a good job tackling him.
Scott City will punt into the wind here, opening seconds of the second quarter with a 7-0 lead. Brady Welker stands at his own 8-yard line to take, or make the 7-yard line to take the snap as they come after him. It's a low kick, it's an end over kick. It dives across the 40, 45, and will be touched at the 48-yard line. Just a 26-yard punt, but he kept it low and not returnable with 11:13 to go first half.
Cheney really came hard towards Welker's right side. You know, Welker's kind of done some of that rugby kicking going on this year. And they had 2 or 3 kids over there, Cheney did, to be ready to try and block that or tackle him if he went that way. They've been watching us on film, too.
Scott City, or Cheney at the Scott City 48-yard line to begin this series. Second time they've started in Beaver territory. They'll empty the backfield. 2 by 2, the tight end on the left side. Back to pass is Burdick. Looking downfield, pass is going to be incomplete, just overthrown to the intended receiver, Jackson Voth. Pressure in the backfield by Lawson Bailey sets up 2nd and 10.
Oh, Lawson Bailey had pressure on the quarterback. I thought he was going to just slap the ball out of the quarterback's hand that time. Burdick, I think he did a good job just getting rid of the ball.
So it's 2nd and 10 here with 11:09 to go first half. Cheney taking quite a bit of time in that huddle. They're down 7-0. And now they'll break it with a 5-receiver set. Trips to the right, 2 to the left, ball on the left hash mark. Empty backfield for Burdick, getting the snap from the senior Rust. Back to pass. It'll be a quarterback draw. Scott City has it snuffed complete, or well. Ball was dropped, but he was ruled down right at midfield, and a good defensive play by J.P. Harris. And Burdick a little slow to get up after that play.
Yes, he is, Adam. Look at him. He's kind of gimping. Harris did a good job, man. He just wrapped him up and spun him down, and maybe it was the spin as he went down. Look at him. He's hurting.
Ball, yeah.
I don't know if it's his arm or his leg or if his chest or shoulder. I don't know what it is, but he don't feel all that whippy at the moment.
Cheney 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. They have 3rd and 12. Ball at midfield. They're going to go to a 9 formation with a 2-receiver set, 1 to both sides, tight end right side. On 3rd down, play fake. They'll play another play fake, set up a screen right side. Pass is caught. A lot of room on the right side. The flag will come out. Across the 40, near the first down goes Dibble, but 2 flags litter the field here, and you could see a hook there at the point of attack.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what I liked about what was going on that play? There were like 3 3-4 opportunities. I mean, you didn't know where the ball was going to really end up. I like the style of that play, but Scott City did a pretty good job of defending it with all that motion and all that stuff going on back there. But what was it, a hold?
Yeah, hold there, backs it up all the way to the 42-yard line. Sets up a third down and long. A third down from the 42. They have to get it to the 38 of Scott City. That is 20 yards to go.
Well, maybe in central Kansas they allow holding to go on in every game.
It's just, it's one of those deals where they call it differently, maybe by region.
Yeah.
3rd and 20, another 5 receiver set. Trips to left, twins to the right. 5 to snap it, under 10 to go first half. Burdick just gets it off with 2 to snap. Dress is rolling to his right, and eludes one, maybe almost a face mask. Still looking downfield, fires it in the middle. The pass is going to be knocked away and incomplete. 2 Beavers right there. Camden Vogamore, Avery Knoll knocked the pass away from the intended receiver, trying to get it to Jackson Voth at about the 36-yard line, and it's going to be punt time for Cheney.
Avery Knoll thought he had that one picked off. And there's quite a collision there with 4 different guys. Vogamore, Knoll, a couple of Cheney guys. Knoll even, he's out there gimping around a little bit right now. That was quite a collision the 4 of them had.
Scott City short a player, and they run one on late here on 4th and 20 with 9:42 to go first half.
Cheney is doing the same thing. They got one on it's the center. Is this a new snapper?
No, it's the same one. And here's a good snap, and the kick almost blocked. And it's going to take Thomas back to his own 15-yard line. Gets around 120. There's a wall set up right side, 25, 30, 35. It'll be run out of bounds at about the 30. They'll mark him right out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That was a nice 43-yard punt with about a 20-yard return with 9:33 to go first half.
Oh, that just makes it the field position is so much better at the 34 instead of at the 20. So that was a nice return by Thomas to catch the ball, first of all, instead of allowing it to hit the ground.
Scott City to start at their own 35, right hash mark going into the wind, pistol wing tee, handoff left side. It's it is Bailey on first down as he gains maybe 2 to the 37. Cheney flowing quickly to the ball, Hudson ditching the 183-pound senior with a stop, second down and about 8.
Well, as quickly as Cheney is coming to the ball on sweeps like that, Adam, you can just see a misdirection play working its way into the repertoire here soon, in my opinion. Now, somebody may be staying at home on the far side, but we'll see.
Second down and 8, 37-yard line, 8:58 to go first half. Welker carry up the middle. He is up in it immediately by Voth. Maybe eked out a half a yard at about the 38-yard line. We'll call it the 38, 3rd and 7 upcoming.
Boy, like I said, Adam, a little bit ago, this has turned into a defensive struggle, and both teams are hitting hard, playing hard, doing everything they can to stay in this ball game.
Scott City so far on 3rd downs tonight, 0 of 2.
That's not a very good percentage.
Nope.
Let's start a good one right now.
They have to get it just across their own 45. They're at their own 38, 10 to snap it. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass is Metzger, under pressure right away, throws it right side, passes underthrown, incomplete, might have been tipped at the line, and they were looking for Jackson Rumford after his defender slipped, and Scott City for a second straight series goes 3 and out.
Well, okay. We're going to have to, I want to see if Cheney puts that pressure on Welker from the defense left side, Welker's right side.
They do overload a couple extra over on that right side. They do pressure him a little bit. Welker gets a better punt off. Nobody deep to return, but it takes kind of a backwards bounce and to be down at about the 30-yard line by Houston Frank with 8:04 to go first half. 32-yard punt.
Cheney was playing safe on that. I didn't even recognize that, Adam. I didn't see they didn't have anybody back. That would have been the time for Welker to got one low into it and get it to rolling. I don't know. That's good he got it away. We'll take it.
30-yard line for Cheney to begin this series. We've been stuck at 7-0 since the 8:26 mark of the first quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. I formation, or pistol back, There's a wing to left, handoff on first down, breaking through there and running in his own lead blocker was the running back for a couple on the play as Braden Dibble runs into his lead blocker, 2nd down and 8.
Oh, man. He had a good hole to run through. He just, I don't know what he was doing. He ran right into his own kid. Shocker.
Yeah, 2nd and 8, 32-yard line. Dibble remains the pistol back. They'll run a wing to the right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd and 8 for Cheney. Handoff once again. It is Dibble, breaks through there. Oh, good tackle. Lawson Bailey. If he did not stop him, he might have been off to the races. That's a gain of 6 to about the 39-yard line, setting up 3rd and short. They'll give him 7.
I agree, Adam. That's quite a start. The kid is way back there in that I formation, but
he's about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage on those 2 plays. Now
it allows your blocks, I guess, to sustain them if they can.
Cheney 1 of 4 on 3rd down, but they have 3rd and a yard from their own 39. They'll send a man in motion, handoff up the middle, 1st down across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Dibble 3 in a row up the middle, and it's a Cardinal 1st and 10.
Well, we had the Beavers doing the right thing. There were 2 pulling linemen that were coming to our side, and both Beavers right there at the point of attack. I mean, that looked like the old Oklahoma drill. Man, they met that blocker, and they both got a hand on the runner, but, he still got the 1st and 10.
6:43 here in this first half, 7-0 Scott City. Cheney 1st and 10, middle of the field at their own 44. They'll run 2 receivers to right, split backfield, 2 in the backfield with Burdick in shotgun formation. It'll be a handoff to Wehrman right side, turns it up 45. He'll be stood up at the 47 and planted right there by J.P. Harris for a 3-yard gain, but we do have a flag on the field.
Block in the back. Holding something.
Yep. Cheney.
I thought their wide receiver out here was moving as the ball was snapped at him.
Yeah. Well, I thought there might have been another play or situation there where they could have called holding, but it was on the opposite side. You could call holding on every play. Let's just be honest there.
Well, and I don't know about high school ball, but definitely in college and pro. You just pick one.
Mark this at the 36. 4th penalty for Cheney. 1st down and about 18. Make it 1st and 19. Nearing the midway point of this first half, 7-0 Scott City.
Where's that pick 6 we've been looking for?
They'll empty the backfield, send Dibble to a slot receiver left, 2 receivers to side, 7 to snap. A bullet snap, waist tie looking right side on 1st down. Pass is complete by both. Scott City has them crowd nicely, and both will drag Beaver back to the original line of scrimmage. That's Colin McDaniel to the 44-yard line, setting up 2nd and 10.
Voth, he's got good hands. He's 5'11", 182, wide receiver. Does a good job with the ball. He's also their kick returner, punt returner. Got good speed. We did a good job corralling him and tackling him.
2nd and 10, 44-yard line with 5.5 to go. This has been a quick-moving first half here. 7-0 Scott City, but Cheney's had the ball a lot longer in this first half.
Oh, they sure have.
They've had a 9-play drive. This is the 6th play of this drive. They'll empty the backfield out yet once again on 2nd and 10, and we'll have another timeout on the field as play clock is running down. 5:15 to go, second quarter, 7-0 Scott City, 2nd and 10 for the Cardinals. We'll come back in 1 minute. This is Beaver Football.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Kansas.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here at Darner Field in Scott City here on a cold Friday night, 7-0 Scott City. Cheney was 2nd and 10 at their own 44 in player zooms, 5:15 to go first half. They'll send both in motion or put 3 receivers to left. Here's back to pass, now under duress, rolling to his right, fires it downfield. Pass going to be caught on the run, first down, breaking through for a tackle. Dibble, 25-20, and nice tackle that time at the 20, making the 18-yard line. A shoestring saving tackle by Colin McDaniel.
Great tackle by McDaniel. He had a Cheney guy to his right in front of him to the left. He had a Cheney guy right in front of him, and the ball carrier was behind him. And he went low with his pad level and got by the pad level of the first kid right in front of him, and then just went ahead and got the kid who's carrying the ball. I don't know how he did that.
38-yard gain sets up the Cardinals in the red zone at the Scott City 18. 4:50 to go first half. Split backfield. 3 receivers set. Twins to the right, 1 to left. They'll send a man in motion. That's Messenger. He'll be a blocking back. They'll hand it off to Wehrman. Left side, Scott City. Oh, he had him, but he breaks through there. And then they'll punish him at the 16 for a gain of 2 on first down, setting up 2nd and 8.
Well, we had penetration. Just couldn't get him down. These running backs from Cheney are just, you can tell they're tough kids. This won't go down with that first hit. But, boy, we had a bunch of other Beaver Blue coming. That's one of the secrets to football is you just don't let your teammate tackle him by himself. Come on in. And if he slips through, then you get a good shot because usually the kid isn't running very fast. That happened on that play right there.
This is a 4-minute drive for the Cardinals. The 9th play of the drive, 2nd and 8 at the Beavers 16. 3 receivers set to the right, 1's left. Back to pass is Burdick. Throws it left side, and it is caught for a first down inside the 5 at the 4. The catch is made by Coulter McDaniel, and it's 1st and goal.
And when you got a guy who can throw the ball well, has a line that gives him a little bit of time, and you got receivers that can catch the ball in high school football. You know, a lot of times there's a zone defense. Guys are playing an area. They're not playing a man. Even if you're playing man, if he makes good cut or whatever, he's going to be open a lot of times.
Burdick is thrown for 86 yards. 1st and goal, 4-yard line, I formation. Back to pass. Burdick looking left. Pass caught. Touchdown. Jackson Voth with his 11th touchdown reception of the year, and the Cardinals are 1 point away from tying this up with 3:38 to go first half.
Yeah, it was essentially the same play from before. McDaniel was just too far away. He couldn't make the play. I mean, but you know, that's the way it is. That's high school football, and passing games and defensive. You got to be right up in their face, and a lot of times when you are, then you got to be fast enough to keep moving.
Extra point attempt for Grady Keene. He's 32 of 36 on the year, out of the hole to Josh Burdick. This is for the tie with 3:38 to go. High snap, place down, kick is on the way. And it splits the uprights. We have a brand new score, 7-7 Scott City and Cheney, 3:38 to go second quarter. The Cardinals to kick off in 30 seconds. This is Beaver football.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current Beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
Cheney marches down the field, 9 plays, 70 yards, and 4:26. That was set up by that long pass play to Braden Dibble from Josh Burdick that went 38 yards, and then 3 plays later they score from 4 yards out. Jackson Voth from quarterback Josh Burdick, and the extra point was booted in by Keene to make it 7-all. Cheney will kick from the left hash mark at the 40-yard line with the wind at their back. Scott City has 2 to return. Alex Tarango, Colin McDaniel standing at around their own 5-yard line. As Grady Keene has it teed up at the 40 and boots this one away. Angles it right side. This will be returned by Tarango to zone 11. He bobbles it but picks it back up and then across the 21-yard line, and he's pushed back right there. And you can kind of feel the momentum now, Tim, starting to kind of lean toward the Cheney sideline.
Well, when like on that kickoff, we don't field it cleanly, And now we're back at the 20-yard line. And Cheney has had the ball time of possession way more than Scott City. In my opinion, I think that's the way it's been. I kind of, the old Mo's over there.
Now marked as officially at the 20, 1st and 10. Wing to the right, pistol wing T. They'll go with Welker up the middle. He gets hit in the pile for about a gain of 2.5 on first down to the 22. Jackson Voth makes the tackle, the middle linebacker, 2nd down and long.
Well, makes you wonder. I don't know. We're going to have to get a 1st and 10 to burn up the first half clock. Want to keep it on the ground. We're going to have a 1st and 10.
It is.
Cheney's got 2 timeouts.
Or 1 timeout.
1 timeout? Oh, they're up on the clock, shows 2. But what I'm thinking is we need a 1st and 10 here.
Scott City's been 3 and out, back-to-back possessions. Here's a carry left side to Lawson Bailey on 2nd down. Finds the whole 30-yard line. Has the first down as he gets tackled right at about the 33 for a gain of 10. It'll set up a 1st and 10 for Scott City there on a gain of 11.
Oh, Adam, that was a whisker away of breaking for the big one.
Yes.
And let's all meet in the end zone on the north. I mean, that was really close.
1st and 10, 33-yard line. Scott City's first down of this period. Back to pass, Metzger, right side for Runford, just a little too high for him. Incomplete. Good spot, though, but pass is incomplete. Metzger, 2 of his first 5, 2nd down and 10.
That was a good play. Just got it ahead of Rumford. Rumford never got a hand on it. Yeah, I think he had 2 guys trailing him. Didn't Rumford have 2 guys on him?
Yep.
But he was open.
2:33 second quarter, 7-all. 2nd and 10 for the Beavers at their own 33. 3 receivers set. Rolling to his right is Metzger. Late delayed blitz, and he's going to be sacked by Voth inside the 25 at the 24-yard line, setting up 3rd and long.
Well, that's the best pass defense you can have is to get the quarterback in the backfield.
And mark this all the way back at the 24-yard line. When we approach 2 minutes to go, does Cheney maybe take that timeout? What does Scott City decide on 3rd down and 19 here?
If we don't get the 1st and 10, I look for Cheney to call that timeout.
Scott City 0 of 3 on 3rd downs. They have 5 to snap it here. Minute 48 to go first half, a low snap. Metzger looking left side, has Brady Welker, makes the catch. Oh, he could not break through the open field tackle. That was made by Hudson Ditchin at the 26. There's a flag on the far side. And that might be a hold on Scott City with 1:38 to go first half. Now, if you're Cheney, do you take the penalty here?
No.
With it being into the wind.
Because Scott City's going to have to punt the ball. And Cheney wants the time. They want the ball.
Holding on Scott City. But it gives opportunity to preserve that timeout with a 25-second play clock. They will decline it.
Even the kids are saying, let's decline it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just presenting 2 solutions there.
Yes, and I understand what you're doing. Yeah.
They will take the pass play to the 26-yard line for a gain of 2 for Welker. And the Beavers are 0 of 4 on 3rd downs here tonight. And they will punt it here. And Cheney, did they get the timeout? They must have. Clock wasn't running right away. Here's Welker's punt. Oh, it's blocked! And it's loose on the field, and it's picked. They're falling on at the 13-yard line. With 1:30 to go first half.
Well, we were talking about that on the first punt, thinking, man, they seem to be coming. And, boy, that one there, they got us. And it's a great time for Cheney. Like you said, the Big Mo is on the other side of the field at the moment. We're really going to have to play some defense here to keep him out of the end zone.
1:30 and no timeouts. 1st and 10, Cheney. They set up at the Scott City 13-yard line. They'll send 2 receivers, 1 to each side, tight end line up the right side in an I formation. They have 20 to snap it as the sophomore quarterback Berg goes under center. He'll hand it off left side on 1st down, and Harris drills him behind the line. As that time, Brayton Dibble meets up with Harris for a loss of 2 to the 15, setting up 2nd and 12.
I'm surprised at that. I thought they'd throw the ball every play right now until they got in the end zone. Man, they got their best receiver out there one-on-one on McDaniel. It's man-to-man.
8 for 12 passing is Burdick with 90 yards, and he's in a passing formation on second down. Throws it. Nobody in the vicinity as Scott City was pressuring in the middle that time, up the middle of the blitz. They were looking for Voth, but it was wide left. That stops the clock with 57 seconds. 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback and I know the quarterback was under pressure, but the quarterback and Voth may have not been on the same page as far as what play, because Voth, he took that clear to the end zone before he broke it to the outside, and the quarterback looked like he was going to go maybe 7 yards into the outside, just a regular old out pattern.
3rd and 12. Cheney 2 of 5 on 3rd downs, tied at 7 at the Scott City 15. Trying to take advantage of a block punt. I formation, back to pass, rolling to his left is Burdick as he throws it wide, and it is goal cut, and he's down at the 1-yard line. What a play by Voth, who snagged it when it looked like it was going to be wide. Actually, yep, 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
Hey, I'm telling you, Adam, McDaniel was right there. He was right there. I thought he was going to pick the pass off, and Voth did the dive, and then he kept his feet and dove for the end zone. What a pass. And, the quarterback just barely got the ball off anyway.
1st and goal at the 1 with 50 seconds to go first half. Quarterback sneak, touchdown Cheney. Boy, this game has flipped in the last 3 minutes as Cheney punches it in from a yard out, and it's 13-7 Cardinals with 47 seconds to go first half.
Ooh. Yeah, that was probably man, they didn't, they got the ball, with 2 minutes?
1:30.
1:30, oh my goodness, look at the time. They didn't take 30 seconds to do this. But it was a block punt.
Set up by the block punt. Extra point coming up here for Grady Keene. Scott City will get the football to begin the second half and hopefully trailing by no more than 7. Here's the kick, and it is good. 14-7 Cheney, 47 seconds left before halftime. We'll come back in 30 seconds for the kickoff. This is Beaver football. 30-second break, please.
Supporting Southwest Kansas. Find them online at unitedwireless.com.
Football here tonight brought to you by Scott City Pharmacy Giftologist, Scott City Eye Center, Road Bean Green Agency, Richards Financial Services, R&R Pallet, also our Brothers Auto Body Mechanic, Precision Ag and Seed. Scott City, or Cheney, converts a 3rd down and long into the 1-yard line, 3rd and 12 from the 15, and then the next play, it was a quarterback sneak by Josh Burdick to make it 14-7 with the Keene PAT. His 6th rushing touchdown there. Here's the end over and kick, and it's going to be picked up by McDaniel at his own 15-yard line. Goes right side, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, breaks her tackle, midfield, 45, down the right sideline, but Scott City will have great field position with 39 seconds and all 3 timeouts at the Cardinal 47-yard line.
Great run back. Never count out the Beavers. Well, that McDaniel kid, he's fast.
Yes, he is. That was his 2nd longest kick return of the year, and really was kind of like that, too, against Hugoton a month ago, 5 weeks ago, when he about took one in the house when it was a tie game.
Yeah.
Beavers will get the football to begin the 3rd quarter, but they do have all 3 timeouts. They have it at the Cardinal 47 to start this series. Down 7 here.
Well, we'll see how we do here.
Cheney has 1 timeout left, says the scoreboard. The Beavers will break with 2 receivers to left, 2 wings. Receiver to the right, empty backfield for Metzger. Back to pass. Fires it down the seam for Chase Thomas. He'll make the catch, makes the tackle, and he's going to score. 10-5 touchdown. Oh, what a play that time. He fit it into a tight spot for Thomas.
Get the ball to him.
And it's a 1-point game with 30.5 seconds to go first half.
Good play, Adam. Good catch. Defense was all over Thomas, just where the defense should be. Thomas did a great job of catching that ball. Metzger did a great job throwing it. Lineman did a good job blocking, giving Metzger time to throw the ball. Now we need a good kick by Freddie.
This is for the tie for Freddie Signs. That'll hold to Metzger. Placed down. The kick is on the way. It's high, and it sneaks into the right upright. And we're squared at 14 with 30.5 seconds to go first half. And that was the answer back that Scott City needed real quickly, Tim.
It was, Adam. We took 17 seconds. Big run back, one pass. I'm telling you, that's the kind of game this is. Both teams are high-powered, Adam, and don't ever think this game's over either way.
All right. Well, what a play there to tie it up when Cheney had all the momentum there.
That's right, they did. Well, now it's on our side.
Thomas.
This will be a boost going into the halftime, but there's still 30 seconds on the time. You know,
right.
I don't know. Now, what do? Do you have Freddie kick that ball up in the air? I don't. I put it on the ground. I don't want that kid. Remember the last time? What did he do? Run it back 70 yards or something?
Yeah. Metzger with his 12th touchdown pass of the year. Thomas his 3rd touchdown reception, the 2nd in as many weeks. And we're deadlocked at 14 with 30.5 seconds to go first half. Cheney had scored twice in less than 3 minutes. Scott City will hope to take the momentum into the locker room. Here's Freddie Signs to kick this one away. Angles at left side, and it's going to work its way out of bounds. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals at their own 35-yard line.
Well, that's the way it is. That's okay.
Well,
their big running back didn't get a hold of the ball over there. What's his name? Number
Voth.
1, Voth. Yeah, that was a good thing.
Yeah. Actually, they're going to make him re-kick it.
Oh, they are? Oh.
Cheney has done that before where somebody has kicked it out of bounds, and they've made the opponent re-kick it. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So, still maybe at the 35. We'll see here.
Well, we still don't want Voth to have the football.
4th penalty for the Beavers this first half for 20 yards. Cheney 4 penalties, 40 yards. So Signs from the 35, boots this one away. Squib, we kick, angled left side. It's on the right. Oh, it's a free ball, and Cheney falls on it near midfield. It ricocheted off the returner who was trying to catch it.
Number 7.
4. That was Nash Young. Nash Young, and way to use your head, I guess, Young. He recovers the ball near midfield.
Well, it hit him, and he just kept chasing it. I mean, that ball went, 10, 15 yards after it hit him? Well, anyway, Cheney's got really good field position, and they got 29 seconds on the clock.
They do have one timeout. Ball thrown 48 right, hash mark tied at 14. 5 receivers, make that 4 receiver set, twins to both sides. It's Dibble in the backfield here with Josh Burdick. He's thrown for 104 yards at a touchdown in this first half. He's also rushed for 1, looks right side on first down, and it's going to be an 11-yard pass play complete to Carson Middleton to the 41 of Scott City. That runs 4 seconds off the clock.
Well, as a defensive back, what do you do, Adam? I mean, do you come up and get in the guy's face, the guy who's going to catch the football? Or are you afraid to death that they're going to throw the ball over you? You see this every week on TV, college, pros. They play a little soft, and what do? They go the length of the field, and they get down there, and it's a pass into the end zone. Well, you just don't know what to do as a defender. How do you want to play it? What we want to do is have pressure on the quarterback.
41-yard line, 1st and 10 in Scott City territory for Cheney. Here's back to pass, looking right side. Pass is caught, just a 5-yard gain. 22 seconds to go. Well, that was a long 3 seconds, but the pass is complete to Voth, 2nd and 7.
Well, I'd still like to see the pick 6. This is a perfect opportunity. You know, Cheney is going to throw the ball to the outside, and it's to this side. They're on this side, so you want them to get out of bounds. They don't want to use their timeout. There's only 22 seconds left. If they throw one over the middle, they hope it's a touchdown.
2nd and 5, 36-yard line. Now Dibble empties the backfield. 3 receivers left. Here's a blitz off the right side. Passes down the seam. Pass is going to be too far and incomplete. Looking for Jackson Voth again. That stops the clock. 5 seconds off the clock. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Quarterback keeps his eye on the guy he's going to throw the ball to. It seems to me like Carson Miltory, or whatever his name is, number 18. He's wide open over here on the out-of-bounds line.
Cheney tonight is 3 of 6 on third down. 17.4 to go first half. We're tied at 14. They'll run 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on 3rd and 5 at the Beaver 36. Toward the right hash mark. Back to pass is Burdick. Looks right on 3rd down. Pass going to be caught and stepping out of bounds with 13.5 seconds for a first down is Middleton at the 27, 26-yard line.
Oh.
They're now 4 of 7 on 3rd downs and their 8th first and 10 of the night.
Well.
Second reception for Middleton.
I thought they, with them have them both out there on the left wing, I thought they'd probably do the wide receiver screen to him. What are we doing?
2 plays left here.
Okay.
Yeah, they're breaking the huddle. 10 to snap it. 1st and 10, 26-yard line for Cheney. They have 5 to snap it. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Scott City's showing a blitz, but they back off a little bit. Now, under duress, stepping up, throwing it. Pass is caught by Voth. 10-5, touchdown with 7 seconds to go as he went on a crossing pattern across the middle, and Cheney's back on top with 7.2 to go first half.
Yeah, Voth was lined up clear on the far side of the field out there with 2 other receivers, and he angles across the field, and there was good blocking, and quarterback was thinking, maybe I'm going to have to run the football, and then he starts forward. Well, then Voth breaks free over here. He's clear on the other side of the field, still on that angle. That was a great pass, great play call.
Man.
Good blocking enough just so the quarterback could get the throw.
And so with 7.2 to go first half, Cheney back on top. Here's a high snap, placed down, kick is up, and it is true. And it's 21-14 Cardinals. They have scored 21 points here in the final 3 minutes of this first half. And so the momentum back over to the Cardinal side.
Well, now we're going to have a kickoff. Cheney seems to be, let's kick it deep. I don't know on this one if he'll do that because there's only 7 seconds left. The clock does not start until the kickoff return team touches the football. So, I mean, it could go bouncing along there and nobody touch it. I don't know.
That's 3 touchdowns here in the last 40 seconds of this half.
Yeah. Now, this is a football game that we thought we were going to see at the first of the game, Adam.
Man.
High-scoring offenses. But we had a defensive struggle from 8 minutes in the first quarter clear until, what, 2 minutes ago or 3 minutes ago?
Yeah, Cheney tied it with 3:38 to go first half. They have scored 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes and 31 seconds. That last drive just going 4 plays and 52 yards and takes 23 seconds. That 27-yard pass play, Voth with 6 receptions, 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Burdick, 12 of 17, 159 yards and 2 passing touchdowns in the quarterback sneak. Here's a shorter kick, and it's going to be picked up by Harris. J.P. Harris goes left side, 25, stumbles, and he'll be up in at about the 30-yard line with 1.2 to go first half. Well, it looked like Scott City was going to trail 14-7, then they tied it up. And maybe it was going to go to a halftime tied at 14, but Cheney took the lead right before halftime here.
And Scott City will have 1.2 to most likely. You would think he'd kneel it down. I wouldn't. I'd call one of them sweep plays that we've scored on, and let's see if they could break one through and score.
And they will run a empty backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1's left, 2 wings. Metzger at his own 30, final play of the half. Stands in the pocket, now steps up, and he will be spun forward, that time by Caleb Wehrman to the 33, and that's how the first half ends. 21 points scored in the final 47 seconds of this first half, and it's Cheney with the 7-point lead over Scott City going in the locker room at 21-14. We'll come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Scott City Beaver football.
I'm Jimena Garcia. And I'm Hannah Farrell. And you're watching the halftime edition of BBN Weekly News.
Sage Steckline will be catching us up on Beaver football.
Beaver football is in the playoffs, and this week could be their toughest matchup yet.
In a winner-go-home situation, I sat down with Tanner Gunn to really understand the playoff atmosphere. This is the Beavers' second game of the playoffs after beating Smoky Valley last week.
I think it went very well, except for the first two plays. We pretty much fixed what we needed to do for the next kickoff. We came back, scored, put it back together, didn't let them score again the whole night.
Winning a playoff game is impressive on its own, but it isn't the end goal.
I feel like we've accomplished some of the goals, but not all of them. I think that we're still working towards the goal of going further and further into the playoffs.
With each week possibly being the last, practice and preparation for the game will be crucial.
I wouldn't say there's any real difference in intensity, just because we try and do our best every week. We've changed a few plays and some lineups, especially on defense.
The Beavers will look to keep their season alive as they take on the Cheney Cardinals tonight at 6 o'clock. In other Beaver sports news, the cross-country team wrapped up their season last Saturday at State. And with that, for BBN, I'm Sage Steckline.
Thanks, Sage.
Delaney will now be giving us this weekend's weather.
The Beavers are back with some inconsistent weather for this weekend. Today in Scott City, where the Beavers play Cheney, the high is 42, low 27. Saturday, we warm back up with a high of 70, low 36. Sunday, high 71, low 34. Have a great weekend, and for BBN News, I'm Delaney France.
Thanks, Delaney. Looks like we'll have some good football weather this weekend.
On the full version of BBN Weekly News, Annie Talbert took a trip to the past all the way to the Jurassic era, while Shasta Hope is looking forward to the upcoming election.
To watch the full version, check out our weekly newscast on YouTube. And with that, I'm Hannah Farrell.
And I'm Jimena Garcia. Have a great weekend, Beavers.
Serving the needs of their community. With a beautiful modern facility with state-of-the-art equipment, they continually strive to develop comprehensive services to fill their patients' needs. The specialty clinic at Scott Hospital offers a variety of specialists you would only expect in a larger hospital. Why travel hours when you can be seen right here in western Kansas? If you're in need of a medical specialist, talk with your physician about a referral to meet with one of our visiting specialty doctors.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models
Halftime
of
show
vehicles.
presented by
Locally
Precision
owned and
Ag and
operated,
Seed
J&R
here as
Car
we're
and Truck
here
Center
at Chili Darner
provides
Field in
over
Scott City. Adam
250
Kadavy with you
new
here.
and used
21-14,
vehicles in stock
the
and ready to
halftime
be
score
delivered.
for the
Stop on in and
Cheney
check out
Cardinals over the
J&R
Scott City
Car and
Beavers
Truck
here
.com
at
for
the
your next
break
vehicle.
here. Just getting your
J&R Car and
halftime
Truck
presented
Center, your
by
Chevrolet,
Precision
Buick,
Ag
and
and Seed.
GMC
Well,
dealership
we
in
have
Scott
head coach
City.
Joey Meyer thawing out a little bit. He's going to recap the cross-country season, and probably a little chilly out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's a little cold. It's nice to be in this warm box.
Yeah, we're glad we provided the heat in here for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But, of course, your cross-country season wrapped up last Saturday. Took the team to 3A state meet there at Lawrence Rimrock Farm, and it was a good experience for your team. Your boys have been there as a team once again this year. Girls, you brought one girl, but how'd you feel like that your team ran there at state?
Yeah, for these juniors, they made it to state 3 times in a row, which is you don't want to look down on that. That's really awesome to be able to do that, because that's what a lot of them said at the meet afterwards. Like, hey, this is a privilege to make it here, but let's do something crazy next year. So they're all encouraged already. Hey, we're going to put a lot of miles in this next summer. We want to be like these Eastern schools and getting in the 17s and 16s and pushing our team hopefully to get a plaque next year. But on the meet-wise, the boys, they went out and competed. It was tough. The ending result, getting 10th, wasn't the greatest result, but Belle went out there and got 44th as a freshman. That's pretty special, and hopefully that motivates her to do some more this summer. But on the boys' side, Ivan led us again, and then we had some good sophomores and freshmen that haven't ever been there, so it's all experience for them for moving forward.
Yeah, your team for the most part had the experience running at Rimrock Farm, but it's a little bit different when you're running in a state competition for medals and trophies.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and they seemed pumped up, ready to go. They were amped up, and it wasn't their day. And but they're motivated, like I said, for next year. But the freshmen and sophomores, that was their first state event other than Logan, so they got that experience now. They know what they got to do for next year.
I mean, timing-wise, it looked like it was pretty consistent of what you guys have been doing over the last few weeks.
Yeah, around that 18s, a lot of low 18s to high 18s, some low 19s. But, yeah, you got to crack that down to low 17s, 16s if you want a chance to get some plaques.
Yeah, now kind of going back over to Bell, they're a freshman lone runner for you guys. 44th place there, and that looked like it might have been one of her better performances of the year.
Yeah, she really ran hard. She kept picking off some runners at the end. Other than at Goodland, she kind of let some pass her at the end, and she got some back at the end. And as a freshman, she puts in a lot of time. She runs a lot of miles in the summer. That's pretty much shows, hey, you can get to state on your own. If you put these miles in the summer, you're a different runner.
Well, yeah, I know you kind of representing the western part of the state. Felt like it was pretty consistent-wise how you guys finished from regional to state there. But what are some things you guys need to do to maybe I know you're no seniors for your boys. You lose just one senior for your girls for next year, but a lot of returning. What are you guys maybe looking to do to maybe take that next step there to move up in the standings, both boys and girls?
Yeah, just seeing all those eastern schools come in with crazy times and crazy placings. And looking back to those juniors freshman year when we got third, you have to have at least 3 in the top 30 to have a chance. And that year we did that. This year they're already texting me, hey, we're going to put on these crazy miles. We also are having a team camp in Colorado this summer if they get 100 miles by mid-July, which is a little incentive to get out there. And it doesn't have to be hard miles. You just got to go get your body used to running mileage, so then we're ready to go in the season.
Now, is that 100 miles per kid, or is that 100 miles for the team?
Per kid.
Oh,
so
man.
That's about 20 miles a week, so they should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's maybe like running to Dighton every 5 weeks or once a week for 5 weeks.
Yeah, just got to get out and do a few miles a day. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, no, but no, it's been fun covering your team here, and I know there's a lot to look forward to next year, being a lot of juniors and sophomores and even some freshmen there. And thanks again all season long, Coach, for coming by. And can't believe you wrapped up your 3rd season as head coach.
It's going quick. I'll have my first freshmen will be seniors next year. It's pretty exciting.
Makes you grow older and get the gray hairs going.
I already lost the hair, so it's gone.
Yeah, next is the gray hairs right now. Anyways, thanks again, Coach. Appreciate it as always here, and we'll see you around.
Thank you. Go Beavers.
All right, once again, Coach, cross-country coach Joey Meyer here at halftime talking about his team wrapping up the season last week at 3A State Rimrock Farm in Lawrence. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll come back with the scoring summary and some stats. Scott City trailing Cheney at the break, 21-14. Back in 2 minutes. This is Beaver football.
I perform for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the high school in your community.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We're more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
To us, it's about so much more than just providing the technology. It's about enriching the communities we live in, because your community is our community. Where you live, where you work, where you play. We do too. Whatever you do, and wherever you are, our service supports you. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
back here at Scott City's Darner Field here at halftime here. 21-14, Cheney leads it here. Real quickly here, first half, it was just kind of a defensive battle for a while, and then the last 3 minutes of the first half happened.
It did, Adam, and that's the game that we all thought we would see, and maybe that's what it'll be in the second half. I can't imagine the second half, every 3 minutes, we're going to score 3 touchdowns. But it sure could. This game could be a 50-60 type of game. Both teams, last one with the ball wins the game. I mean, it could easily be that way. But you just never know about high school football, how it's going to work out. Scott City had a lot of opportunities in the first half early in the game where we were in Cheney territory, and we should have scored. When you get them opportunities, they usually come back to haunt you, and they did. But then we fought through it, and Cheney, man, they had terrible field position and just kept going 8, 9, 10 play drives, and eventually they got there. And then they got the momentum on their side after they got that, tied us up, and that allowed them to get a little boost of energy over there, in my mind, and got out the lead, 14-7. Scott City comes back, scores, and then they do it again. I thought Thomas was open when we had 1 second left. If Metzger could have just got the ball out there to him.
Yep. Well, scoring summary here. The Beavers scored first. They take advantage of short field, 4 plays, 41 yards, and take less than a minute off the minute 8 off the clock, and they get a 8-yard Brady Welker run. PAT Freddie signs 7-0, and then it wasn't until the 3:38 mark of the second quarter where Cheney scored their first points of the night on a 9-play, 70-yard drive in 4:26. It was Jackson both a 4-yard pass play from Josh Burdick, the extra point kicked in by Grady Keene to tie it up at 7, and then Cheney scored with 47 seconds to go on a 4-play, 13-yard drive after the block punt. They converted a 3rd and 12 for 14, and then got the 1-yard quarterback sneak by Burdick. Keene's PAT made it 14-7 Cheney, but Scott City would return the kickoff to the 47 of the Cardinals, and then 1 play later it was Dylan Mesker to Jace Thomas to tie it up with 30 seconds to go, first half at 14. But Cheney was not done. They pushed Scott City back 5 yards after the kick went out of bounds, and it ricocheted off a Cheney Cardinal. They would fall on it near midfield. They would go quickly down the field, 4 plays and 52 yards and about 30 or 23 seconds, and they get a 27-yard crossing pattern. Voth and Burdick, they connect for the 12th time this year, and the extra point by Keene made it 21-14. Yards real quickly here for Cheney in the first half. They finished with 176 yards. The yards are pretty even. Burdick through the air, 13 of 18, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Jackson Voth 63 of those yards on 6 receptions and 2 touchdowns. The leading rusher for them was Braden Dibble with 6 carries and 19 yards in the first half. For the Scott City Beavers, they had 158 yards of offense in the first half. Dylan Metzger, 4 of 6 for 104 yards in the touchdown. Avery Noller, a leading receiver, a 52-yard reception. Scott City, 54 yards on the ground on 15 carries, led by Jace Thomas with 4 rushes for 22 yards. Lawson Bailey, 3 for 26. So that's how it looked in the first half, 21-14. We'll take a final break here. Let's take a 1-minute break. We'll try to get some scores and get you set up for the second half of play. This is Scott City Beaver football.
With over 10 years of experience, Jamie at JW Enterprise can repair your windshield quickly and conveniently. Even if you don't have time to make it to the shop, Jamie can fix your windshield from your home, or he can come get your vehicle for you. JW Enterprise is insured and Safe Flight certified. He might be operating under a different name, but Jamie still provides the same quality of service. Let Jamie at JW Enterprise fix that chip in your windshield now. Find JW Enterprise on Facebook or give him a call at 785-260-7773.
High school officials are essential for the survival of school activities. Unfortunately, the number of high school officials is dwindling. Without these hardworking personnel, there would be no Friday night football games, no high-energy basketball games, as well as no games or meets for any other sport. Please help the survival of high school sports by becoming a Acacia official today. This is Ariana Coker from Shawnee Mission West High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
For exceptional service in real estate, put Stephanie
All right,
Chaplin
so
at Chaplin
we're back here at Scott City's Darner Field. Adam Kadavy, Tim McGonigal with you here real quickly. We don't have a lot for 3A scores. Half of those were played last night. There were a couple of upsets on the road. One of those in the East were Columbus got to 5-5 on the air. They avenged an early season loss to Glenn and won on the road in the 3A East last night, 21-14. They'll play the winner of Hayden or Wellsville. That should be a good one tonight. They're at 8-1 is Hayden Wellsville at 9-0. Last night, all the West but Scott City played last night in 3A. It was Rock Creek. They scored 21 unanswered against Heston. They were down 11-0 at one point. As Rock Creek is 9-1 on the year, they defeat Heston 21-11. They'll host Andale next week. Andale took care of Pratt. That was the second time in 3 weeks that the Greenbacks and Indians met, but Andale rolls on 45-6. And the one that was, maybe not a surprise who won last night, but how it turned out. Clay Center, goes to 7-3 on the year. Their losses are not bad, by the way. You have Rock Creek, you have Wamego, and Southeast of Saline, all pretty good teams in 3A, 4A, and 2A. But Clay Center shut out Wichita Collegiate last night on the road, 35-0. And both of Collegiate's losses were shutout losses at home.
Well, it was Andale, wasn't it? The other one? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Your only two losses at home were shutouts. And you got shut out.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be fun.
No.
In front of the crowd, your hometown crowd.
So the winner of this game will go to Clay Center next week, and that'll be sounds like the final game at the Auto Unruh Stadium there at Clay Center.
They're going to tear it down?
They're going to play their football next year. I don't know what the plans are for the stadium there, but they're going to play at the high school. They have a brand new stadium and field and everything there at the high school. They're going to start playing at next year.
Oh,
so
the old Stone Beast. Huh?
Yeah, and it's got one more game in it.
Man, it was that was a cold place on a cold night.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's what a unique setting there for the West End at Clay Center.
It is. It's one of the probably built by the WPA or CCC back in the day, whatever they called them in the 30s.
Well, Scott City, if they want to go to Clay Center next Friday, they're going to have to rally to win this one. Cheney to kick off here in this third quarter.
They're going to have to rally, but they're also going to have to, because that Cheney is going to continue to probably score. So this will be a shootout here, I think.
It is. The winds have died down, by the way, around 6 miles an hour. You look at the flags to the south end of this facility; they are pretty limp.
Well, what we need is a really good kickoff to start the second half. Get that old Mo on our side.
Last time Scott City was down was at home was against Hugoton at 14-7. End over kick. This third quarter underway. The Beavers will defend the north end zone. The ball dies and picked up by McDaniel on the bounce at the 15, and he takes it to the 25-26 yard line as Hudson Ditchin, the 183-pound senior, makes the stop there.
Yeah, it's like who was supposed to block number 5?
Yeah,
that was a crazy way that ended. Okay, here we go, man.
Scott City to open up the third quarter down 7 at their own 25 right hash mark. They'll defend the north end zone, that is, here in this third period of play. Wind really not a factor anymore. They'll run up to line. The receiver left, tight end right, pistol wing tee. To be a handoff left side to Lawson Bailey, but linebackers of Cheney flowing. Bailey will be dropped for no gain. Boy, they flew quickly to the football that time. And Coulter McDaniel with the tackle, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's that. They fake the handoff to the first guy through and then give it to the other guy who's going by, who's a little deeper coming in. And we've had some success with that play.
I think maybe the difference that Scott City hasn't seen in a while is the speed like Cheney has.
I agree totally, Adam.
2nd and 10, 26-yard line. They will hand it off right side. This is the Jace Thomas 30-yard line, and he will be near a first down, about a yard and a half shy at the 34-yard line. Tackled from behind by Hudson Ditchin, setting up a third and about a yard and a half.
Well, that's the thing. Cheney is very, very fast on their defense, and their, all their position players are pretty good, But I think Thomas, Avery Knoll, we could outrun him to the end zone.
3rd and a yard. Here's a Welker carry right side. It's a first down, 35. He'll be hit across the 40 to the 41-yard line. A trio of Cardinals flocked to the tackle that time, led by Weston Hill. But a nice 6-yard carry and a Beaver 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, Adam, that's exactly what you want to do to start the second half. You want to have a good series. We did. We had a good series. We got a 1st and 10. Now let's get another one.
They're now 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Handoff, sweep play left side. Lawson Bailey turns it up, hits the wall at the 41, and he's going to be snowing under there. He'll gain a yard to the 42-yard line on 1st down, so they're taking those sweep plays away. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
Well, one of the things both teams have done tonight really well is gang tackle, Adam. Neither team is allowing one guy to just really make the tackle. They're swarming to the ball. That's a coaching thing to get kids to do that.
21-14 Cheney, 2 minutes into the second half. A 2-receiver set to the right, 1 left on 2nd and 9 from the 41. They'll swing it right side. Caught by Thomas, 45. Drags a Cardinal near the 1st down. They'll mark him. Ooh, they're going to give him a spot, let's see, right at midfield, setting up a 3rd and 1, and Thomas shaken up after that play.
He's trying to get off. Come on.
All right. So he'll walk off a 3rd and a yard. Scott City's 6th play of this drive here with 10:01 to go 3rd quarter. So he went out of bounds, clock stops. Colin McDaniel is a winged out left. Here's a handoff up the middle. Welker 1st down to the 48 and is driven back. He needed a yard. He got 2, did Welker. And Scott City converts her 2nd consecutive 3rd down and short on this opening drive of the second half.
There we go. Thomas is over here on the sideline. You know, he went down awkwardly when they tackled him on the sideline there. That's what the deal was. I'm hoping it's just one of them things that's going to be burning on him, and here in 5 minutes it'll be over.
Adrian Elder in there, unbalanced line to left, 48-yard line, left side to Lawson Bailey. Oh, he stripped out of there. Cheney recovers the ball at the 49-yard line. As Bailey was making his cut in, Cheney strips the ball, and Scott City has their first turnover in a long time, and the Cardinals will take over near midfield with 9:39 to go 3rd quarter.
Well, in pregame, I said that the turnovers would decide the ball game. So let's see what happens here. Didn't Cheney turn it over in the first half and we didn't score?
No, they turn over on downs. They ruled it incomplete.
There you go.
49-yard line for Cheney in their own territory, opening series of this 3rd quarter. They'll run 2 receivers to both sides. Shotgun snap, back to pass as Burdick sets up, fires it right side down the same pass. Oh, what a catch on the right sideline by Voth inside the 25 of the 22-yard line. A 29-yard pass play, make it a 28-yard pass play.
Lawson Bailey, defensive end, was held on that, coming from that right side of the offense, our left side of the defense at his defensive. That kid had a hold of his jersey. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just stretched way on out here. So he didn't get any pressure on the quarterback, and that's why, and there was no call.
A 28-yard pass play sets up the Cardinals at the 23. They'll run 4 receivers to left, 1 to the right, an empty backfield for Burdick. Takes a snap, now it's time, rolls to his right, still looking downfield, and he will be knocked out of bounds by Lawson Bailey hard at the 28-yard line.
Oh, he's not.
He went onto the track. Be a sack for Voth. He's a little shaken up after that play.
Well, he was kind of, he just wasn't getting on with it. Either throw the ball, get out of bounds, or cut it upfield. And he wasn't doing anything. He was just kind of, I don't know. What are you got a time?
Nope, he's coming back in there.
Okay.
He was just getting the play from his coach. So 2nd and 15, a good defensive stop there for the Beavers with 9:14 in the 3rd, needing a stop here, down 7, 21-14. Cheney now +8 in the turnovers this year in the margin. On 2nd and 15, he's back to pass. Burdick under duress. A flag comes out, throws it late. Pass is going to be incomplete anyway.
Well, they got the hold this time.
And now if you're Scott City, do you decline the penalty?
I take the penalty.
The flag is thrown at about the 30-yard line, and it is on Cheney. It'll be their 5th penalty of the night.
Yeah, I think I'd take it on this one.
We'll set up a 2nd and long because it was past the 30-yard line and behind the line of scrimmage a couple of yards. Ends up being a loss of 13 with the penalty.
But it's still 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 28 at the 41 of Scott City for the Cardinals with 9:07 here in this 3rd at 21-14. So Josh Burdick, who took that shot on the side, back in, still in there. What a tough customer.
That's good. We need him.
Cheney needs him. You have 4 receivers to left, 1 to the right, empty backfield. Low snap, but picked up, plenty of time. Burdick rolls to his right. Under duress now and stepping up. He throws it late. Pass is going to be incomplete. That time behind his intended receiver, Casey Messenger, at about the 25-yard line. Sets up 3rd down and long to go.
I think one of those plays just like that, Scott City's going to intercept one of them, and they're going to go the length of the field. I have felt that from the beginning of this game. Sophomore quarterback,
yep.
He just kind of could have just thrown that one out of bounds, but instead he throws it into the middle of the field, looking for trouble.
He's now 14, or make that 13 and 19 for the game, shy of 200 yards. But 3rd and 23 at the 41 of Scott City here with under 9 to go, 3rd quarter. The Cardinals, though, are 4 of 7 on 3rd downs. Here's Burdick back to pass, has time, goes for the home run ball left side. Middleton underneath it, or correction, and incomplete. That was Coulter McDaniel, and good job by Cannon Vogelmer knocking it out of there. And a big break up there sets up 4th and 23, and the Cardinals are going to play the field position game and punt.
Vogelmer did a great job there. When the receiver turned to look for the ball, Vogelmer turned to look for the ball, then put on a burst of speed. He got a hand on that ball. That's why that ball wasn't caught. And at least in my view from up here, we're a long way from it, but it sure looked like Vogelmer had a hand on the ball. That's why it wasn't caught. Now, this is a great place for a fake punt.
4th and 23 at the 41 of Scott City for Cheney, with 15 to snap it. Here's the 3rd punt of the night for Summer. Takes a good snap, boots this one away, low, wobbly kick, angled right side, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 15. So they play the field position with 8:45 here in the 3rd quarter, be down at the 10-yard line, a 31-yard punt.
Yeah, that's a good play by Cheney, punting for the sideline to not allow the return and play in the field position. That puts Scott City a long way from the end zone, almost 90 yards.
21-14 Cheney. Scott City 1st and 10. They'll mark this officially at their own 11-yard line. Left hash mark. Avery Knoll split wide to left. Pistol wing T. Welker carry up the middle on 1st down. Gets maybe 2 to the 13 on 1st down. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 as we're down to 8.5 to go 3rd quarter. They've really shut that down here tonight.
They have. Welker, what's he got, 20 yards or so rushing?
24 on 8 carries.
Yeah, not many. Cheney's got that going tonight.
And Cheney's seen a similar style offense like they saw last week with Hugoton. Hugoton runs the flex bone. 2nd down and 8, 13-yard line. Rumford split and McDaniel split to the right. Trango split to the left. Metzger with one in the backfield, rolls to his right under pressure. Mealy swings it out right side. Too tall for Lawson Bailey at the 19-yard line. He was blanketed all the way by Caden Sowers. Sets up a 3rd and 8.
When Scott City does that rollout with Metzger, you can just see the defensive end, the linebacker on that side. Boy, here they come, which is going to leave somebody open right. You know where the zone is, right there, Adam.
Yep.
And which would be it would be that slant pattern for a wing back on the other side or a wide receiver.
3rd down and 8. Scott City 2 of 6 on 3rd downs at their own 13 down 7. Right side, they're going to throw this one for a jump ball for Rumford. He'll come back, make the catch. 40, 45, midfield, and into Cheney territory to the 48-yard line. He'll gain on the play about 40 yards, and it's a Scott City 1st and 10.
That was a jump ball. And you have a 6'5" kid up against a kid who is 6 foot tall, and Rumford just out-jumped him. Well, what's wrong with doing it again?
Right. Scott City 3 of 3 on 3rd downs this half. They have it at the 47. Here's Bailey up the middle, 45 into the 44 for 3 more on 1st down. And he is tackled there by Jackson Voth again. 2nd down and 7 here as we're at 7.5 to go 3rd quarter, 21-14 Cheney.
Well, anytime you get a big pass play, a big run play, that just brings a little life, a little more energy. Heart gets to pumping a little stronger for your team.
2nd and 7, 44-yard line of Cheney for Scott City, down 7. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, wing to the left, halfback to the left. Metzger rolls to his left on 2nd and 7, steps up, fires a deep ball, trying to get Avery Knoll, and it's underthrown and incomplete. A correction, that was Lawson Bailey. They were trying to get it to inside the 10 at about the 7, and it sets up 3rd down and 7.
Well, that's one of those plays where we don't have Metzger doesn't have an arm to throw the ball 65 yards into the end zone from where he's standing, and so the ball's underthrown, and it becomes a jump ball situation, or who can go back and get the ball between the defender and the receiver, and that time neither one of them got there.
Scott City facing a 3rd and 7 at the Cardinal 44, middle of the field. 7:08 here in the 3rd. Down 7, 2 wings set up, tight end left side. Back to pass is Metzger. Sets up a middle screen. It's knocked away immediately. Trying to get it to Jackson Rumford. A quick break that time by Hudson Ditchin, who knocked it away from Rumford. And it's 4th and 7, and Coach Jim Turner sends the punt unit out there.
Oh, that linebacker, he's seen that twice already in this game. It's a miracle that thing wasn't returned for a pick 6.
I'll be honest, it looked like Scott City was short a player on that 3rd down.
Oh, really? I hadn't counted.
Welker to punt for the 3rd time here tonight. It's a snap, not much pressure, but he booms this one away. Nobody back for Cheney. Can Scott City chase it down? And McDaniel was into the end zone. Were they down at the 1? I think the official's saying they did.
Well, he's sure acting like they did. He's not waving his arm like flagging.
He's down at the 1-foot line with 6:57 to go, 3rd quarter, a 43.5-yard punt.
Oh. That is awesome.
So the ball at the 1-yard line for Cheney. Up 21-14 with 6:57 to go, 3rd quarter. And the Cardinals break the huddle, with the 2 receivers set, 1 to both sides. They'll switch footballs out.
I was going to say they don't have the football out there yet.
That's right at the 1-yard line. So good down that time by McDaniel. He did that at Millward earlier this year, too. I formation, sophomore quarterback goes under center. And trap play, and just sneaking out of the end zone, being pushed back. Scott City wants a safety. They'll mark him, though, with forward progress just outside the 1. The ball carrier that time was Hudson Ditchin. And
I thought surely they would call a quarterback sneak on that thing. Turned around and handed off into the end zone.
2nd and 10 2nd and 9 at the 2. They give him forward progress for 1.
Oh, what are you going to do? If you're Cheney, and what are you going to do on defense? Are you going to slant, get in the end zone, blitz?
Nearing the midway point of this 3rd quarter, I formation, tight end right, 2 receivers set. Bubble snap, but he slips on the turf. And he falls right back at the 1-yard line, does the quarterback, Josh Burdick. He slipped on the turf trying to cut up. He'll lose a yard, and it's 3rd and 10 at the 1.
I don't think he ever got it clean from the center. The ball was like he was juggling it. And that could have been a 6-point game. Scott City could have recovered that in the end zone for a touchdown.
Cheney is 4 of 8 on 3rd downs. They have 10 yards to go at their own 1-yard line, up 7, 5:43 to go, 3rd quarter. I formation, tight end right side, 2 receivers set, both to the left. And that is McDaniel to the right. Back to pass in his own end zone. Under duress, throws it to the right side, and it's underthrown and incomplete. Trying to go right side, intended receiver was Coulter McDaniel, and it's a 3-and-outs for the Scott City defense.
Have we mentioned that the center for Cheney is 350-some pounds?
Whew.
He's a big kid, Adam. Big kid. He owns the space he's on. Now, are we going to go for a punt block, or are we going to go for the return?
Scott City should get good field position. Colton Summerer standing about 9.5 yards deep in his own end zone to receive the snap here from Grady Keene. With 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Good snap. Here's the approach. A kick is almost blocked, and it is shanked, and Scott City's going to end up with it just across the 20 at the 24-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're about right. Now, here's one of them opportunities. An opportunity that Scott City needs to get in the end zone. They need to score some points right now. Can't let this slip away.
5:24 here in the third quarter. It's at the Cardinal 24-yard line for the Beavers. They're down 21-14, their third series of the half, a fumble and a punt.
Discipline at the line of scrimmage by the Beavers.
And Jace Thomas still on the sideline trying to run it off here, he wants to get back in there. McDaniel will be a wing to left, wing T set up. Nope, they'll send receiver Bailey to left, tight end right side. It'll be a quarterback sweep left side for Dylan Metzger. Turns it up 20-yard line. He'll get to the 18. A nice run of 6 on first down. He'll be tackled that time by Coulter McDaniel. 2nd and about 4 to go.
I think that's the first time we've seen us do that in this game. When the quarterback runs the ball, you gain a blocker.
Yep.
And so then it's 10 on 11. Normally, he hands off, and then it's 9 on 11.
It's a 6-yard pickup on first down, 2nd and 4. Scott City enters the Lewis Automotive red zone for the second time tonight, down 7. Receiver to the right. Handoff right side to Welker. Pancake blocking the line, and he's tripped up immediately, but he gets forward progress to the 15 for 3, setting up a 3rd and 1.
Boy, he hit the ground hard.
Coulter McDaniel got a Paul out there at the 15-yard line. Welker had the cut up nice on his 9th carry, but it's 3rd and a yard to go.
Well, we just take it a piece at a time. Let's get the 1st and 10 right now.
4:20 here in this third quarter. Here's the snap, handoff right side. Welker follows his lead blockers, appears to have the first down at the 13-yard line and is shoved back.
Yep, we got that one.
Scott City now 4 of 5 on third downs in this third quarter alone. And now 4 of 10 for the ball game.
And we could still get a 1st and 10 before we get in the end zone on this. So let's do it again. Just
4 minutes to go, third quarter, 1st and 10. Beavers at the Cardinal 13. Pistol wing T set up. Thomas back in there. Back to pass. Metzger looking right side. Pass is caught by Rumford. He'll gain about 5 yards and is pulled down right there at the 8 by Weston Hill. They'll mark him at the 8, 2nd and 5 from the 8-yard line with 3:45 here in the third.
Okay.
Dylan Metzger's thrown for 157 yards tonight.
Nice pass. Rumford made a great catch. Then he was tackled by 3-4 Cheney Cardinals. Did a good job hanging on to the football.
Been a 2-minute drive. Scott City trying to take advantage of short field here. On 2nd down, we have a stoppage of play. Cheney wants time here. We'll take it as well with 3:19, third quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Scott City trailing 21-14. This is Beaver football.
How would you describe your career?
Rewarding. It's more than just a job.
Great vacation, great sick pay.
Great opportunities to move forward. Good work environment, good people. Always something new, always something different.
Every day you learn something new.
Their commitment to education is second to none.
They pay for my school.
I love it because we're all one big happy family.
Family.
Family. It's like a family.
Grow your career with American Implement and John Deere.
Football Tonight is brought to you by Pokey Feeders, Platinum H Insurance, Plain Jansel, New Life Market, Northern Supply, Miller Veterinary Clinic, Midwest Mixer, Western Bearing. Also, Metzger Appraisals, Metzger Family Farms, McCarty Family Farms, Lone Tree Farms and Livestock, and Lebanon Lawn and Tree. 2nd and 5 here for Scott City, the Cheney 8-yard line. They trail 21-14 with 3:19 left here in period 3. So the Cardinals burning a pretty big second half timeout there.
Really is.
5th play of the drive as Scott City breaks the huddle. The receiver to the right. Handoff left side. Bailey, and he's wrapped up by Wehrman for a 2-yard loss back at the 10-yard line. He followed the lead blocker from behind on 2nd down on the backside, setting up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that's good linebacker play. A lot of times that's what you watch. Well, that's the key to the offensive line is watch what the guards are going to do. Guards are always in on the play. Pulling guards.
3rd and 7 from the 10. Under 3 to go, third quarter. 2 receiver set. Make it a 3 receiver set. Thomas splits out to the left. Lawson Bailey in motion left side. Metzger looking back to pass, looking right side for Rumford. He'll make the catch, and they're going to call defensive pass interference. He signaled touchdown, but then he waves his hands. And this might be offensive pass interference on Scott City. Or holding. Oh, it's holding on Cheney. It's a Scott City touchdown. Jackson Rumford with his third touchdown reception in many weeks. It's the second week in a row he's had the officials having to talk it over, and the Beavers are to within one.
Yeah, I think there was no doubt about it. The kid had a hold of Jackson's arm, looked like, Rumford got his both hands up there and caught the ball. Here's the kick.
And
Looks
it's on
good.
the way for Freddie Sines, and he's tied it up at 21. 2:41 to go third quarter. We're all squared up once again at 21 apiece. Coming back in 30 seconds for the Scott City kickoff. This is Beaver football. A 6-play drive for Scott City, 24 yards. They convert back-to-back third downs, and the 10-yard touchdown catch by Jackson Rumford. It was he's head on 3rd and 7. The extra point for Freddie Sines squares this game back up at 21 with 2:41 to go third quarter. That was a minute, or make that 2:43 off the clock for Scott City, and they're starting to win the time of possession in this third quarter.
Oh, that's good. We need to do all that. Win the scoreboard, win the possession. What are we going to do on this kicks? What I want to know.
Cheney has 2 to return, both, and also Coulter McDaniel high end over kick. It's going to be taken by McDaniel on his own 11-yard line. He'll fake the handoff, keep it left side. 15, cross the 20.
Fumble.
There's a fumble, and Scott City has that football. Scott City has that football as the flag was chucked, and the Beavers force the first turnover of the night at the 26-yard line of Cheney.
My guess is it's a hold or a block in the back.
There was no doubt there was a hold on that. That's why I saw the flag chucked about 20 yards. That was a good chuck that time by the official.
We don't want the penalty. We want the ball.
And Scott City will have the ball at the Cardinal 27-yard line. Officially, it looks like 1st and 10 with 2:34 to go third quarter.
Here we go again.
So
another big turnover, Adam.
Yes. So both teams with a turnover in this third quarter.
Let's keep the big Mo on Scott City's side. The mojo.
This has been a pretty wild game here tonight.
It has been this is Kansas high school football playoff.
Here's a toss left side to Brady Welker. He'll turn it up field, and he'll get 3 on first down to the 24. Pretty good discipline that time on the play by Hudson Ditchin, the 183-pound senior linebacker. 2nd and 7.
Well, turnovers in playoff games a lot of times decide your game. Then from there, it's line play. Field positions plays a really important because high school teams have a difficult time going 90 yards with a ball without the discipline and somebody jumping off sides or holding or fumbling the ball.
2nd and 7, 24-yard line, left hash mark. 2 receivers set, man in motion. Handoff, this is to Jace Thomas right side. Oh, he slipped on the turf trying to cut up. You got to wonder if that foot is really hurting him here as he turned it up and no gain. 3rd down coming up and long.
That's my feeling too, Adam, because it is his right foot, and he had to plant that right foot to cut it upfield. He's coming out of the game. Yeah, I think that bothered him too much. Yeah. Well, the idea, we got 2 downs here to get this 3rd down.
Minute 20 to go third quarter. 3rd down and 7. Back to pass as Metzger has time. Throws in the middle field. Oh, almost caught that time on the pattern by Lawson Bailey as he puts his hands into his helmet there on an incompletion. Scott City will have a 4th and 8 at the Cheney 20. Make it 4th and 7 at the 24.
There was good blocking there for Metzger, and he had good time to throw the ball. I thought he threw a pretty good ball to Bailey, and Bailey got a hand on it. And that's why he was whacking his own head because, man, as a receiver, you get a hand on it. Most receivers will say, it's my fault. I should have caught it.
Alex Strangle will be split to left. The Beavers are 0 of 1 on 4th down tonight. Tied at 21, 1:16 third quarter. 5 on the play clock. Metzger back to pass on 4th and 7. Looking right side, Rumford. Here's a catch. No, incomplete. And a flag and pass interference coming. That time the defender was Weston Hill blanketed Jackson Rumford at the 5-yard line, inside the 5, and it'll be for half the distance to the goal, penalty in the 1st and 10 for Scott City.
Yeah, now, in pro football, we'd get the ball right there where it was. But, here we'll get a 15-yard penalty. And it may be just, I don't know, is it going to be half the distance? Or
should be half the distance to the goal penalty.
Yeah, depending on where the ball was. But, the defender, Adam, he was pushing. He never looked for the ball, and he was pushing on Rumford's chest as the ball was coming in.
All right.
Now they're trying to decide where to put the ball.
It will be a 1st down nonetheless for Scott City. Should be at the 12-yard line. The line of scrimmage was at the 24. And they will actually put it at the 13. Still, nonetheless, it's still a 1st and 10 for Scott City. And a fresh set of downs here with 1:10 to go, 3rd quarter. Well, that's, in a way, that's all you can do as a defender, and that situation is interfere.
Well, the coaches teach that, Adam. Pass interference is not the end of the world, because in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty. And a lot of times, if you're beat, the coaches will tell you, grab them, tackle them, push them. Don't let them catch it, because Rumford catches that, he may back into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, you don't give up a touchdown there.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea. So, really, what the Cheney Cardinal did was a good play.
Officials are talking things over. I don't know if it's the spot. Now it's a 1st down.
Well, if it was at the 24 and it's half the distance, it should be at the 12. They did this earlier in the game on that silly backward lateral, and then they called the second guy with a forward pass.
Here we go, 13-yard line, 1st and 10, handoff right side. Cullen McDaniel, his first carry inside the 13. He'll get to about the 11. He'll gain 2 on 1st down. Met up by Jackson Voth initially, also in there, Caden Sowers, 2nd down and 8.
And, here I'm saying what they did earlier in the game, but Adam, I tell you, those 5 officials, they're people too.
Yes.
And that's part of the game. Unfortunately there are mistakes made. There's mistakes up here with the clock. You and me make stupid calls sometimes and say dumb things.
I know I do.
So you know how it is. And so we need to give the officials some slack too.
2nd and 8 from the 11, and off left side to Lawson Bailey. He gets to about the 9, and he'll set up about a 3rd and 6. There's an injured Cheney Cardinal on the field. That is one of their sophomore D linemen, Ethan Hall, with 26 seconds. And what that does, Tim, is with it 26.7 seconds to go, 3rd quarter, they'll have a 25-second play clock. Scott City will have to run one more play.
What down? Will
It'll
it be 3rd down?
Yeah.
Well, I hope this kid ain't hurt bad.
And they're sending the players to the sideline right now. While we have this opportunity, we want to thank Z Bottling for providing water up in the booth all season long. See them for custom labeling and individual bottles, 1 gallon, 5 gallon, you name it, delivery available. Z Bottling, the choice of water. Well, they are tending to Ethan Hall on the field. Football also brought to you tonight here by Jackson Link Group, JF Beaver Advertising, J&R Trucking, J&R Car and Truck, HRC Feed Yards, Handmade Me Farms, High Choice Feeders, Harris Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Great Western Tire, Fro Electric, Fro Ag Service, Fro Heating and Cooling, and Farm Bureau Financial Services, Neil Baker. They got him up, and they're going to help him off the field here.
Good.
For the sophomore, Ethan Hall, he did have a sack in that 1st quarter. That tackle at just inside the 10 at the 9 on a 2-yard gain sets up 3rd and 6.
Out of the 22 starting positions, there's only 8 seniors for Cheney that are starting, and there's 10 juniors and 4 sophomores. So, they've got a really good nucleus coming back next year.
This may be a 40-second play clock. So if Scott City elects not to, they don't have to run another play in this 3rd quarter, but looks like they will anyway.
Yeah, you didn't.
3rd and 6 from the 9. 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter, empty backfield. Send Bailey in motion from right to left. Metzger, low snap, has time, looks to the end zone, trying to get to Avery Knoll. It's a jump ball, and it's knocked away. Good defense, actually, by Avery Knoll, who had to knock it away as it was underthrown, and it sets up 4th down and 6 from the 9 with 11.5 seconds to go, 3rd quarter.
Oh, Freddie's going to try and kick a field goal.
This is for the lead here. His first field goal attempt of the year. This is in the middle of the field, a 27-yard field goal out of the hold of Dylan Metzger.
Freddie, it's just about like a extra point, buddy.
Snap's good, place down, kick is on the way, and it is no good to the right. And so for the first time tonight, Scott City had the ball in Cheney territory, did not score with 7.2 to go third quarter.
I think Freddie got too far underneath the football, and that's why it didn't have the distance, but it did also go to the right, just barely right of the post.
And the Cardinals will take over at their own 20, tied at 21 with 7.2 to go third quarter. Been a lot of action in this third quarter for just 7 points being scored.
Another opportunity of Scott City.
4 receivers set, 2 to both sides, pistol set up. The pistol back is about 9 yards deep in the backfield. As they send a man in motion, he'll get the carry on first down, and he's met up immediately. Oscar Mendez and Brady Welker drill the running back, Braden Dibble, at the 16 and 17, what appears to be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books.
Welker acts like he might be.
Yep, 21 all as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll come back in 1 minute for the final period of regulation. This is Scott City Beaver football.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%.
City with the lone points of the second half on a 10-yard pass play. Yeah, that's good, yeah. 7 points all scored by Scott City in the third period. Second and 13 when we begin this fourth quarter. Well, Scott City defense has played pretty well so far in this third period.
We have, Adam. That was a great first down play where we just penetrated big time, and Cheney lost 4 yards on a 3-yard, whatever it is.
It is second and 13, 4 receivers set for the white-shirted Cardinals at their own 17, middle of the field, as they will defend the north end zone in the fourth quarter. Tied at 21, man in motion left to right. Back to passes, Burdick looking right, now has to roll to his right. Under duress, throws it late, passes, picked off by Alex Tarango at about the 21-yard line.
Well, Tarango was going to get it, but Chapman, I think, got a hand on it, too.
Yes.
That's why it didn't get caught.
But that's still good defense by Scott City, setting up a 3rd and 13.
Well, that was the play that I kept thinking was going to happen. The quarterback, he does that rollout. He's under pressure. He looks back to the inside, and that one got him just about in trouble.
3rd and 13. Here with 11:53 left, Cheney tonight is 4 of 9 on third downs. Tied at 21, a 4 receiver set, ball in the middle of the field, twins to both sides, man in motion from left to right here, that is Dibble. Back to pass, setting up a little tunnel screen, pass is going to be caught, and here's a lot of room, a first down 30-yard line to the 32-yard line. Goes Carson Middleton for 14 on 3rd and 12.
Wow, nice play. Nice play.
That was.
They're a good team, Adam. They are really outstanding at throwing the football.
That puts them over 200 yards passing, 203 for Burdick and 2 touchdown passes. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs, I formation from their own 32-yard line. First minute of this fourth quarter, up the middle, 35 to the 40-yard line. On first down goes the tailback, Braden Gibbs for 8, or make that 7.
And when I say Cheney has a great passing attack, Scott City does too. You know, I'm admiring the way both teams are playing this game, both playing hard. This is a good playoff game. Nobody wants to quit. The loser of this game will be done for the season, and nobody wants that to happen.
2nd and 3, 40-yard line after the 7-yard run. It'll be a toss left side. This is to Dibble. He has a first down, 45, sidesteps 50. Down the left sideline, he's out of bounds into Scott City territory at the 48-yard line. He gains about 12 yards on the play. He is a shifty sophomore, and it's a 1st and 10 for Cheney.
Yeah, but they don't have them 6'5" wide receivers like they did 3 years ago.
No.
They could jump out of the gym and catch everything. So I like our chances here. Last guy with the ball is going to win the game, what I keep thinking.
10:40 to go in the game, tied at 21. Cheney at the 48. They'll swing it out right side. Pass is caught, and Captain Volgamore will tackle him, but not before a gain to the 37-yard line for a gain of 11. And another 1st and 10 for Cheney as they are starting to move the ball quickly here in this fourth quarter.
Sure are. Well, that's where we need the defense needs to step it up. Don't lose that mojo. We look like the walking wounded out there. Harris with that big wrap up on his left leg.
36-yard line, I formation, 10:18 to go, tied at 21. Tied in left side. Burdick goes under center, drops back to pass, looking left, ball caught by Voth. He'll take it to the 30-yard line and is driven back. And it's a gain on the play of about 7, setting up 2nd and 3.
I don't know how he got that ball threaded through a Beaver. I mean, I wonder if it went between his arms, the Beaver's arms, as he was coming in to put pressure on him. That was a nicely threaded needle.
17 of 25 passing for 215 for Burdick tonight. 2nd and about 3, 30-yard line, 9:40 to go. 7th play of the drive for the Cardinals, tied at 21. That started at their own 20-yard line. They converted a 3rd and 12 on a 14-yard screenplay. We're going to have a little trickeration, reverse play right side to Voth, and he's going to stumble, get back to line of scrimmage. Scott City actually defended that well. Jackson Rumford got upfield, may have tripped him, but Voth gets back to the 30, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Yeah, Rumford really got deep into the backfield, and I think he must have got a pinky or something on the Cheney runner. That was a good play. If he'd have got through that line of scrimmage, I don't know, that might have been a touchdown.
The Cardinals 5-11 on 3rd down, but have 3rd and 3 at the 30, under 9 to go, tied at 21, I formation. Burdick turns, toss, sweep right side. And this is going to be a 1st down run, breaking through a couple of tackles inside the 25 and taking to the 20 is Braden Dibble, the sophomore. He was stopped at about the 1st down mark of the 27 and then broke through another couple tackles and gains 10 for a 1st and 10.
Dibble he must have great strength in his legs, Adam. He was hit several times, just never quit. He just kept moving. I thought he was going to actually break free.
The Cardinals have converted 2 3rd downs on this series. Their 8th play of the drive with 8:34 to go, tied at 21. Tied in left side. It'll be a handoff right side. This is to Dibble, but he gets stuffed for a loss on the play by J.P. Harris at the 22 for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Harris got good penetration, saw what was happening, got into the backfield, and then he had a little help to help slow down. We had some guys taking on the blockers over here, and so there was kind of nowhere for Dibble to go, and Harris could make the tackle.
2nd and 12 for the Cardinals at the Beaver 22, tied at 21 right hash mark. 8 minutes to go. I formation, 2 receivers set. Burdick drops back to pass, looking left the whole way. Now rolls to his left, steps up, fires it. Pass is going to be incomplete. Falling to the turf that time was Jackson Voth near the goal line.
There's a flag
in the right at the line, at the 25-yard line. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I think this will be. Yep, there it is. Holding
on Cheney. That's their 7th penalty of the night.
How many penalties on Scott City?
4. 4 accepted, 7 accepted now for Cheney, and they'll back up to the 35-yard line. It looks like it'll be 2nd down and 25. That ends up being about a 13-yard penalty. Clock stops with 7:51 after the incompletion. These two teams gutting it out. The winner goes to Clay Center next week. Cesar Peregrino checks in for a little pass rush for Bruner. The Cardinals will run 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. and one in the backfield, and Cheney has to burn their second timeout with 7:51 to go. Let's come back in 1 minute. We're tied at 21. Second and long. This is Beaver football.
Great Western Tires. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faroe Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Kansas.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Other banks. Turn your debit card on and off from your phone, integrate with Apple, Samsung, or Google Pay, and enjoy personalized budgeting tools. Visit WSBKS.com to learn more and open an account online. Western State Bank, member FDIC.
A big second and 25 for the Cheney Cardinals at the Scott City 35 when play resumes here. With 7:51 to go, fourth quarter. Scott City 21, Cheney 21. Glad to have you back here this Regional 3A playoff. Scott City in the regional round of the playoffs. All-time 18-5. They're 54-22 in their 27th playoff appearance. Cheney been kind of the newer kids to the playoffs. They're 11-9 all-time and 3-3 in this regional round all-time. Second and 25, empty backfield now as they motion backfield to runner Dibble to the right. Back to pass, and now rolling to his right under duress, and he'll throw it deep, and it's going to be out of bounds. Caught about a yard out of bounds by the intended receiver, Braden Dibble, but Cesar Peregrino is breathing down the back of Josh Burdick's neck, and it's 3rd and 25.
Oh, yeah. You know, Peregrino is 5'7", 140 pounds, and he's playing just opposite, well, you know, a little to the side of that 350-pound center guy. That's what a matchup. But right there showed the quickness of Peregrino to get into the backfield and chase the quarterback around.
So 3rd and 25. Cheney 6 of 11 tonight on third downs. They have to get it to the Scott City 10. With 7:44 to go, 10th play of the drive, tied at 21. They'll move the tight end to the right side, and they may have to burn their final timeout as they were late getting out, and they do. Cheney burns their final timeout with 7:44 to go.
Well, that is a good thing if you're a Scott City Beaver. But you know how Cheney is addressing this is this may be the last chance they have with the football. Although, look at all them touchdowns we scored in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so
you're right.
I don't know why he's getting so worked up about calling timeouts now.
Well, don't want any more penalties. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Football tonight presented by First National Bank, Fairleigh Corporation, Frombeer Financial Services, Hugh and Berta Benz, Decal Bear, Shells, Flyers, and more, Brookover Cattle Company, Burning Farms, Beef Belt, Beavertown FFL, Bartlett Grain, and B&H Paving.
Well, he wouldn't have penalties if he'd hurry up and call a play and get the kids out here and
well,
run.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What am I second-guessing Cheney for?
Yeah.
I think Scott City's in a great position.
Just need two more downs here.
That's right. This is a two-down deal because they will not be punting in my mind.
Third down coming up here in 25. And Cheney out of timeouts here. With 7:44, they've called two of their three timeouts on this series alone. They'll line up two receivers to the left, one to the right. Tight end is over the right side. 15 to snap it. Here's Burdick back to pass on third down. Fires it left side for Voth. He's got an opportunity. It's through his hands and incomplete. He had the sophomore Alex Trango beat inside the 5. Just cannot haul it in, and a big incompletion sets up a 4th down and 25.
That was a good throw and almost a fantastic catch. Defense was behind. You know, we're not there. I'm Cheney. I run the same play.
Well, they've shown this formation before, and Burdick has punted 16 times this year. It's 4th and 25.
Well, the other thing would be the big slant that they scored earlier on. Where's that going to be?
He's going to be back to pass on 4th and 25, and he's got left side and threw just over the intended receiver, Coulter McDaniel, who's a couple yards deep in the end zone on Cullen McDaniel. So Scott City dodges 2 bullets. Cheney 1 of 3 on 4th down. The Beavers will have their first possession of the 4th quarter with 7:33 to go, tied at 21.
Yeah, Cheney ran the same play. They just did it with a different receiver. But still, the quarterback threw the ball too far to the outside. Because the receiver's he's looking over the back of his head. Hard to catch footballs like that. Now, Scott City's got to do something with the ball with 7:33 left in this game. What are we waiting on, Adam?
Setting the chains, I believe.
Oh, yeah, they are. Okay.
So the Beavers with an opportunity here to go ahead in this drive. They will set up with an unbalanced line to left, 1st and 10. With couple receivers to the right hand, up the middle. Brady Welker blasts through there. He'll drag a couple of Cardinals to the 43-yard line, make it a gain of 8 on 1st down, and one of his better runs of the night on his 12th carry.
Must have been a good hole out there. Right through the teeth of that Cheney Cardinal, dressed in white helmets, white jerseys, white pants.
2nd and 2, 43-yard line. Another Welker carry right side, and he will surge forward for the 1st down across the 45 to the 46. He got hit at about the 44, but surged forward for the 1st and 10, and the Beavers will move the sticks for the 11th time tonight. They'll mark it right at the 45, actually.
I'm sure that Scott City would like to burn up the clock and score with no time on the clock. We don't want Cheney to have the ball ever again.
Under 7 to go. 1st and 10 and 3rd straight carry for Welker. Goes left side. Goes to midfield on 1st down. Tackle made by Coulter McDaniel right at the 50-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 5.
Oh, Harris over there struggling to get up.
And now we're going to... Scott City will have to bring in another lineman here.
Well,
he has to come out for one play.
Okay, they're sending him out.
And Adrian Elder, who's been gimpy as well, comes out.
Well, that play clock is still rolling, baby.
Well, I don't think they'll have to reset that, I think. Yep, they will. Yep, official is signaling.
He is.
Yeah.
Yep, there's the signal. So put it back to 25. Since they made the Scott City kid go to the sidelines while they reset the clock.
6:30 to go in the game, tied at 21. 2nd and 5, the Beavers right at midfield, ball right toward the middle of the field. And we have movement all across there, and Scott City will lose 5 yards on a false start. They were jumping all over. That's a big penalty.
That is a huge penalty. When you're trying to do the 3 or 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust, and three downs to get a 1st and 10. Now you're behind the 8 ball.
2nd and 10. 6:24 to go here in the game. Tied at 21. Cheney out of timeouts, by the way. The Beavers hover the ball at their own 45, middle of the field. McDaniel split to the right. Tied in left side and right. Back to pass is Metzger on 2nd and 10. Steps up, throws it right side for Bailey. It's incomplete. A lot of contact, but no flags. Drew Toller over Blossom Bailey, and it's 3rd and 10.
Well, we didn't lead Bailey. It was like some of those. We needed to lead him a little bit, so he has to run, go chase, get it, instead of kind of had to reach back for the pass, it looked like to me, and that allowed the defender to reach in there and knock it away.
Scott City is 5 of 13 on 3rd downs tonight, facing 3rd and 10 at their own 45, tied at 21.
Look how close they are on these outside wide receivers.
Metzger back to pass, throws it down the seam, trying to get it to Bailey. He'll make the catch inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line, as that time Metzger was drilled as he threw the football. That pickup on the play is good for 27 and a 1st and 10.
That was a great catch. Ball was thrown where it was kind of a jump ball. Bailey did a good job just going and getting it. That puts us in 6 minutes to go here, and they're going to start the clock.
That's his 14th reception of the year, the first of the night. 1st and 10, Scott City, 29-yard line of Cheney. Handoff, Brady Welker goes up the middle, 25, and almost broke it there. Here with 5:45 to go. 7th play of the drive, 2nd and 6, 25-yard line.
Cheney's cornerbacks are getting right up in the face of the Scott City wide receivers. And kind of the old bump and run style. But you can't bump them after after the ball starts your way.
J.P. Harris back in there at guard, 2nd down and 6. A little confusion here. Scott City now will send Avery Knoll to left. They do have 8 to snap it. Ball at the 25-yard line. Metzger in the pistol wing tee. Now Bailey in motion 3 to snap it. And are now under duress.
Throw it away.
He throws it late and an incomplete. Intended receiver is Brady Welker. Scott City dodges a bullet there, sets up 3rd and 6 with the clock stopped exactly 5 minutes left.
It was like we didn't know what we were doing on offense that play. Things just weren't smooth. I don't know if that was a new play, that they've put in last week, 2 weeks ago, been working on in practice, hadn't tried it in a game. I don't know. Didn't look good.
And Scott City convert their 2nd straight 3rd down. They have 6 yards to go at the 25 of Cheney with exactly 5 minutes to go, tied at 21. 2 receiver set, now make it a 3 receiver set. Twins left, they have 3 to snap it. Metzger back to pass. Now rolls to his right as he's under pressure, throws it for Rumford. He will, incomplete through traffic. It'll bring up a 4th and 6. That was the dangerous pass into traffic, but they live to play another down here with 4:55 left.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Scott City 0 of 1 tonight make that 0 of 2 tonight on 4th downs. They have 6 yards to go at the Cheney 25-yard line. They were in this similar spot last series, or they got down to the Cardinal 10, but had to turn it over or missed the field goal, 4:55 to go, 7 to snap it for Scott City. Empty backfield, 2 wings, 2 receivers to right. Metzger back to pass on 4th down. Steps up, and he's still going. He's going to run, and he's going to be drilled by Wehrman at the 24-yard line, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, he fumbled the ball, and Scott City's number 56 recovered it, but it was short of the goal line to gain. Recovered by Houston Frank. Wow.
Turnover on down. Scott City 0 of 3 on 4th down here tonight, and they will give Cheney the ball back with no timeouts here with 4:49 left in a 21-all game.
Wow. I didn't want Cheney to touch the ball at all. Now Scott City's defender is going to defend.
Shotgun 4 receiver set, Twins to both sides. Back to passes Burdick on 1st down. Has all kinds of time. Now throws it left side down the field and making the catch in stride. Inside the 50 down to the 40-yard line. That catch made by Coulter McDaniel, and he takes it all the way to the Scott City 39 on a 36-yard pitch and catch.
There the quarterback threw the ball early, threw it down the field where the receiver then had to run, go get it. He was in great position to do that. Scott City's defender was right there with him. I mean, it wasn't like we had bad position. It was just a great catch. Good throw.
One play, and the Cardinals have it at the Scott City 39. Approaching 4.5 to go, tied at 21. I formation, they'll hand it off on 1st down, bouncing it right side, 35. And down to the 33-yard line goes Braden Dibble on 1st down. 2nd and 4 coming up. And, boy, this is a big series of this game, and it's turned into 4-down territory.
Oh, yeah. It's time to win the game or not. Nobody's punting now.
4 minutes to go. Cheney 2nd and 6. Scott City 33. Middle of the field, tied at 21. I formation, tied in the left side. Sophomore quarterback Burdick under center. He'll toss it left side. This is to Dibble. He's got room, but not for long there. Actually, J.P. Harris, a nice play. A gain of about 1.5 yards. Sets up 3rd and short here with 3:48 to go.
Ball. Yep, clock is still running. Harris got him tackled in bounds. Big down right now. I mean, I know next down's going to be the big down too if Cheney doesn't get it, but you got to start with the first one you have to face. Need some penetration.
Under 3.5 to go. 15 on the play clock. 3rd and 3. Make that 3rd and 2. Cheney at the 31 of Scott City. I formation. 10 to snap it. Birdie goes under center. He'll drop back to pass on 3rd down. Pass is going to be cut for a 1st down. 20, 15, and then to the 15 to 11. Knocked out of bounds by Tracer Chapman at about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
Wow. These guys can throw the ball and catch it. That's the way it was 3 years ago. They really throw the ball. I'd like to know if Coach Wehrman over there was a receiver, quarterback, maybe. I don't know. They really throw the ball well.
3:10 to go, 21-all. First and goal, though. Cardinals at the Scott City 10 in an I formation. It'll be a turn to give up the middle inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line goes Braden Dibble on first and goal. Second and goal from the 3 coming up here with under 3 to go. 272 passing yards for Burdick tonight. And Middleton went over 100 yards on that reception.
Well, I don't know. They would probably love to burn this clock up. Cheney would. So there's none left for Scott City now.
15 to snap at 2.5 to go. Scott City does have all 3 timeouts to go. Left. Second and goal, 3. Handoff, trap play. Wehrman in, touchdown. Correction. On that touchdown run, that was Hudson Ditchin, and Cheney back on top with 2:23 to go, 27-21.
Well, Scott City will have an opportunity to go the length of the field, score.
That was a 2-minute, 18-second drive for Cheney, covering 6 plays and 75 yards, and Ditchin with their first points of the half with 2:23 to go up 27-21. And for the all-important extra point here for Grady Keene, who's 3 of 3 tonight. Snap is high, placed down, the kick is up, and it is true. 28-21 Cardinal lead, 2:23 to go. Cheney to kick off in 30 seconds. This is Beaver football.
The Scott Recreation Commission invites you to come get fit in their fitness center. No matter what your focus is, the Scott Recreation Commission features a wide variety of fitness activities, including free weights and cardio. With an affordable membership, you're able to access not only the fitness area, but also group fitness classes. Find out your workout opportunities at the Scott Recreation Commission Fitness Center, 912 Jefferson Street in Scott City. You can also sign up online at scottrec.org.
Back here at Darner Field in Scott City, Cheney forces a turnover on downs. They go with a 36-yard pass play on 1st and 10, and then they convert a 3rd down at the 31 for 21. 2 plays later, a 3-yard run by the senior Hudson Ditchin. The extra point kicked in by Grady Keene to make it a 28-21 Cheney lead with 2:23 to go as we're back here at Darner Field, and now it is gut check time for the Beavers.
Yeah, the first thing we'd like is for McDaniel to get a hold of this ball and run it all the way back for a touchdown.
Scott City has dominated most of the second half except for that last drive, although Cheney moved it pretty good on their last series, taking over 4 minutes on 10 plays with the turnover on downs. Here's the approach and the kick. It's angled right side. It's a shorter kick, and it's going to be Cesar Peregrino at the 35. He'll be hit at about the 39-yard line. That's where he stopped. Scott City has all 3 timeouts with 2:20 to go, down 28-21.
Yeah, we got good field position. We're at our own 40-yard line. That's a good start. I think we'll see a bunch of passing, maybe some running. But with 2:20, 3 timeouts, there's a world of game left.
Dylan Metzger approaching 200 yards passing tonight. Has that touchdown pass to Jace Thomas in the first half. He has played sparingly as Thomas in the second half due to an injury. 1st and 10, 40-yard line. McDaniel motion. He'll get the jet sweep play right side. Turns it up. He'll gain about 2.5 on first down. Make it 3 to the 43 as we approach 2:10 to go in the game.
Well, there we go. We hadn't seen the jet sweep, had we, all day, so there was a new play. We'll see some more.
2nd and 7, 43-yard line, minute 54 to go. Metzger back to pass on second out. Is right now under pressure, throws it right side, trying to get it to Rumford, but throws it well short. The pressure up the middle that time. Forces the incomplete, setting up a 3rd down and 7. Clock stopped with 1:48 to go.
Well, when we roll out, that defensive end and that outside linebacker, boy, here they come. At least that's who I think's making that big push to get inside. And we don't have enough blockers there to stop them. That's why Metzger doesn't have any time to throw the football.
This is 4-down territory for Scott City with 1:48 to go. They have to go for it on 4th down if they don't get this 3rd down, and they're 0 for 3 on 4th downs tonight. Avery Knoll split wide to left. Rumford and also Bailey to the right, and now McDaniel will be split to the left. Pistol set up, 3rd down and 7, 43-yard line. Metzger back to pass, steps up, throws it down the seam for Lawson. Bailey jumps up. He high points it. Oh, he lost it going down to the turf at the 31-yard line. He had it, and then when he collided with the turf, it jarred loose, and it's 4th down and 1 play here with 1:42 to go.
Oh, he's struggling to... Bailey looks like he went down too hard.
That knocked the wind out of him, and
something.
They're waving for him.
Yeah,
Oh man, and Scott City's lost a lot of players here tonight. Jace Thomas in the 3rd quarter, Lawson Bailey for at least 1 play. Boy,
he hit that head pretty hard on the ground. That's what I think.
And it feels like it's deja vu over again with injuries for Scott City in the same game. And he's going to be helped off the field under his own power. I hope he's okay. And it's a cold night and a hard turf. Scott City needs to get 7 yards here with 1:42 to go. They do have all 3 timeouts, but more importantly, they're losing 2 of their go-to players here.
Still possible.
Oh, yeah, they can still get this 1st down.
Yeah, what is it, 4th and 7?
Yep.
Okay, you might have to take time out.
Well, there's confusion in the huddle. They haven't started the play clock yet. You don't have to talk or call a timeout yet.
I think we need a player, don't we?
I think Scott City, well, yeah, they are short a player, and they'll burn a very valuable timeout with 1:42 to go. We'll come back in 30 seconds. 4th and 7 for Scott City, down 7. This is Beaver football.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff
30
to provide
seconds, please.
the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current Beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
Shopping destination for Southwest Kansas. Giftologist in downtown Scott City.
4th down and 7 for Scott City, and sees it on the line at their own 43-yard line without Lawson Bailey, without Jace Thomas here. But Scott City down 7, 28-21. 1:42 to go. Pistol set up. Pistol wing T. 2 receivers set on 4th and 7. Back to passes. Metzger steps up. Under dress. He's going to tuck it up and run. He's got a 1st down midfield. 45. Still going 40. 35. Going left side inside the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. A big run on 4th and 7. And the Beavers keep the season alive with 93 seconds left. Wow.
Wow is right, Adam. Quarterback draw. Could have been tackled a couple of times, and he got out of it.
That 32-yard run, the longest of Metzger's career, saves the season for right now. 1st and 10, 25-yard line. 1:25 to go and 2 timeouts. Back to passes Metzger. Looks, going for Jackson Rumford. He'll get underneath it. Catch it, touchdown Scott City. Jackson Rumford pulls the Beavers to within 1 with 1:19 left.
Oh.
Wow!
That ref almost pulled the yellow flag to throw it on Rumford for spiking the ball. We're lucky. The other Beaver picked it up and handed it to the ref. Okay, this is really important. Now, are we going to kick or are we going to go for 2?
Oh, no, you tie it.
Yeah, they got Freddie out there.
With 1:19 left. So Scott City converts a 4th down, and they go 64 seconds to try to tie this game up on 5 plays. Here's the placement down. The kick is no good. He missed it wide left. Oh, my. 28-27 with 1:19 left.
Freddie.
We will come back here in 30 seconds. This is Beaver football. The missed PAT by Scott City. They still have a little glimmer of hope, but they're down 1 with 79 seconds to go, and it comes down to the onside kick. And, Tim, as a kicker, you have to shake that off. You got to be like the goldfish. You got to have a 10-second memory. That's why they're so happy all the time, like Ted Lasso says.
Yeah, I agree with you. You, as a kicker, mentally, you got to stay in the game. And this is a great opportunity right here. Onside kicks are still available in high school football. Pro football, they never get it. It's, 10% chance. High school football, there's a little better chance.
28-27. Onside kick. Cheney has the hands team, 1:19 to go. Scott City has 2 timeouts left. But we got the onside kick here. Let's see what can happen here.
Yeah, this is the first part.
Scott City has 6 on the left side. Here's the kick. Oh, that's a line drive kick. And Cheney, it's going to go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And the Cardinals will take over, but no time ran off the clock with 1:19. A little too hard on the kick that time, but a good effort by Freddie Sines nonetheless. Cheney needs 1 first down, and they will come out of here with a 1-point win.
Well, we'll call 2 timeout. They'll have 2 running plays. And I don't know if we can run they could.
Are they going to make him re-kick this?
No.
Okay, hold on. I was just wondering about that.
Oh, there's a legal procedure on that.
Well, it's a kick out of bounds. It's 5-yard penalty they'll take to the 40.
Okay.
With 1:19 to go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Re-kick it.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, why not, huh?
Yeah, we'd do that in a minute.
1st and 10, 9 formation, 17 to snap it here. With 1:19 to go, they'll toss it left side to Dibble. He's got the 40-yard line. He'll get right to the line of scrimmage. Scott City burns their timeout. 5 seconds off the clock with 1:14 at 28-27 for Cheney. So it's 2nd and 10, no gain for Dibble. He's had a big night in this 4th quarter.
Well, it's been a fun game.
Yep, missed field goal in the 3rd quarter. I mean, just missed opportunities for the Beavers, a short field in that 3rd quarter, and then missed opportunities on that long drive in the 4th quarter. But give credit to Cheney. Both teams have really gutted it out here tonight. It's unfortunate one of these teams will come away with a loss.
Yep, that is the way it is. The end of the season, in every classification, there's only one really happy team. And that's the way it should be.
It'll be 2nd and 10 here when play resumes at the 40-yard line. 74 seconds left. Cheney 28, Scott City 27. Winner goes to Clay Center next Friday, we presume. Andale and Rock Creek will be the other quarterfinal matchup in the West. That game will be played in St. George.
East of Manhattan.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, I formation. 2 receivers set for the Cardinals. They've been successful this formation tonight. Under center is Burdick. He'll toss it right side. Once again to Dibble, 40-yard line. He'll spin forward. Scott City trying to strip that ball out. He'll be dropped down with 1:05 to go. They run 9 seconds off the clock. That almost hurt him because he burned an extra time. Let's take a 30-second timeout. 3rd and 9 when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Beaver football.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides over 250 new and used vehicles in stock and ready to be delivered. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealership in Scott City.
.64 seconds remain here. Scott City down by 1 at 28-27. 3rd down and 9 for Cheney on their own 41-yard line. This will be their 15th 3rd down attempt tonight. And the most important one, Scott City just burning their last timeout. Right now, Scott City can stop Cheney. They would get the ball with probably under 20 seconds left. First down would finish this game off. The Cardinals will send a 2-receiver set, one to both sides. Maybe this is an opportunity where Cheney maybe goes for a pass here. Unpredictable. Nope, they'll hand it off up the middle, 45, and that's the ball game. First down across the 50 goes Braden Dibble to the Scott City 48-yard line with 59 seconds. They'll have 2 kneel downs and escape Scott City with a win. Oh, man, heartbreak for Scott City.
Yeah. Well, it's the way it is, you know. We hate it, but we played a good game. They played a good game.
Well, Scott City will end the season at 8-2, but they doubled their win total from last year. That was a pretty impressive improvement from last year to this year, about a 4-win improvement.
We were a tough out.
Yes, and
that's what you want. You want to win. If you can't win, you want to be a tough out.
And that'll be it. One snap, and that'll be all she wrote here from Darnerfield and Scott City. Cheney escapes here with a 1-point victory here, 28-27. The Cardinals are now 8-2 on the year as they head to 7-3 Clay Center next Friday. Scott City ends an outstanding campaign here at 8-2. Just a heartbreaker of a loss here tonight, 28-27. Post-game show to begin after this 3-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver football.
Life is all about your vision. That's what Dr. Joshua Good knows. Scott City